Tonight, a new rivalry is written at the Deb. The Skidmore Thoroughbreds versus the Oswego State Lakers. The new kids on the block versus the experienced reigning SUNYAC champions.
Make a pass in front, they score! Drake Semrat buries it topside!
Both teams have the skill, there's no question about that. But who wants it the most? Who has the heart and the guts to leave it all out there on the ice tonight? Will it be the experienced? The ones who've climbed the mountain and reached the top of the conference? Will the Lakers be able to retain their championship status for another game? Or will it be the rookies? The ones climbing the mountain for the first time? Will the Thoroughbreds play spoiler and punch their ticket to the chip? It's a matchup where the stakes have never been higher. It'll be a war on the ice. Bodies will fly, pucks will soar, and only one team will come out on top. Welcome to the battlefield.
This is a production of Hockey Night in Oswego, only on WTOP.
Some premier SUNYAC playoff hockey. My name is Lucas Begary, and tonight I am joined alongside by two of the best hockey minds in all of Oswego, Michelle Smith and James Fitzpatrick. Guys, it has been a long season of SUNYAC hockey, but now it comes down to who wants it more. Oswego and Skidmore gonna be battling it out all night long. Michelle, James, how are we feeling?
I'm so happy to be here for some semifinal hockey, Lucas.
I mean, this is great. This is going to be a great game. I'm so excited to see it happen.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one. Now, before we get into the game that is coming up in just a little bit, let's travel back in time now to the Wednesday night where we saw a plethora of playoff games being played. But we're going to take a look at the two that brought us here, starting with Oswego's big-time win over Buffalo State. Michelle, talk me through how this one went down.
Absolutely, Lucas. So this Wednesday in the Deb, we have Buff State versus Oswego. Starting out strong early in the first, it's a goal up close near the circle. Oswego's Cam Simons from Nico Payon. The Lakers will celebrate while Cumberworth recalibrates, and then just a few minutes later, we see Buff State's one and only goal. Right here, you just see them skating right up the ice. And then we have Andrade heading right into the goal. Immediately after his puck crosses the line, he knocks out Manzi for a few minutes there, right out of commission. And then it's a quiet first half of the second until Captain Matt McQuaid rips one right from the top of the circle through the screen. This was the game-winning goal almost exactly halfway through playtime. You hate to see that if you're Buffalo State. Now, still in the second, top goal scorer Colin Vassilo is waiting in Cumberworth's blind spot, taps it straight in from a pass from Jesse Horacek, again near the circle. Buffalo's obviously agitated by that one. The Bengals slap the puck out of the net as Oswego celebrates in the corner. Then there was another quiet start as far as scoring goes until around the 6-minute mark in the third period. Ryan Burke scores, and again, the goal is from the point. It was practically impossible for Oswego to miss from that spot last game. And then Brendan Cohen, with half a minute left, signs, seals, and delivers this win for Oswego. You can see it happening right here off that pass, right back over to the left side, back in front, boom. You see it just go right in, soars past Cumberworth. Devastating win for the Buffalo Bengals, leading us into the semifinals here tonight at the Deb.
A very fun game here at the Dub and a dominant performance to send the Lakers to the semis. But James, it was a bit of a different game going on in Saratoga Springs. How'd the Skidmore Thoroughbreds hold off a SUNYAC original like the Plattsburgh Cardinals?
Well, Skidmore defeated Plattsburgh Wednesday night, and it all started with this opening goal. Walton passes to the trailer man. Bryson Russell gets it on net, and it's finished off by Tyler Chenevert, his first collegiate playoff goal. Look at the hype from Skidmore. They take the 1-0 lead. Didn't take long in the second period for Skidmore to add to it. Coleman Jenkins pulls it to the backhand right by Brady Spry. A beautiful move. All of a sudden, it's 2-0 Skidmore. Looks like they're running away with it, but just a minute later, the Cardinals work the blue line, and Brandon Butler, a long flick on net to beat Tommy Aiken. Plattsburgh is back within one. Skidmore is lethal on the attack, and they show it here. Great move by Ryan Stratton in the zone. Pass to Shane Baker for the glove side goal. 3-1 Skidmore here, looking to add more. Cooper Rice with the deflection off the long shot by Ryan Stratton from his knee. Skidmore's running away with this one. It's now 4-1 until Plattsburgh is able to counter. Great passing around the perimeter. Tavares finds Spencer Bolina right there in the slot, and it's a 2-goal game. What a shot by Spencer Bolina. Plattsburgh was able to score one more with just a second to go on the clock, guys. Not enough. Skidmore takes a roller coaster game, 4-3. Tommy Aiken, he's playing tonight. He's got 35 saves in this one on 38 shots. Brady Spry, the loser, 34 saves on 38 shots.
A very unfortunate loss for the Cardinals, but the Thoroughbreds absolutely proved to be the better team. But now with all the quarterfinal games done and in the books, the semifinal bracket is set. Let's take a look at the other matchups that went down. First, it was the number 1 seeded Hobart Statesmen, who had a little bit of trouble taking down the Fredonia Blue Devils. It was 1-0 after 2 periods, but Hobart had no issues and would dominate 3-0. Up in Red Dragon territory, Cortland fended off the Canton Kangaroos in a hard-fought 2-0 victory. That saw the score be a 0-0 after 2 periods, but Cortland would finish it off. And with both of those two teams winning, they got on a collision path set right for each other. With more on the semifinal game going on tonight up in Hobart, here's our ringside reporter, Eddie McAlpine. Eddie?
Thank you, Lucas. The big game on the other side of the bracket tonight, the top-seeded Hobart Statesmen taking on the 4-seeded Cortland Red Dragons in Geneva. For the Statesmen, they have not lost a game since January of last season. They have not lost a home game in over 4 years, almost to the exact date. That's 66 consecutive home wins for the Hobart Statesmen. This season, a 26-0-0 record, an undefeated season, including 2 wins over the Cortland Red Dragons during the regular season, outscoring them 9-5. The Statesmen have 4 of the top 5 players in the conference in points, 3 of the top 5 conference leaders in goals, 4 of the top 5 conference leaders in assists, and 16 of the top 20 conference leaders in plus minus. On the other side of the puck, the Cortland Red Dragons sit at 14-11-1, with the 4th seed in the conference with a near 500 record on the road, 5 wins, 4 losses, and a tie. However, a recent hot streak from the Red Dragons has propelled them into tonight's SUNYAC matchup with the Hobart Statesmen. They've won 5 of their last 6 games, including a win over the Canton Kangaroos on Wednesday. The Red Dragons have kept it close with the Hobart Statesmen, but the top seed has proven to be a powerhouse. We will keep you updated on the other SUNYAC semifinal matchup tonight, but we have much more to break down between the Oswego Lakers and the Skidmore Thoroughbreds. When we come back, we'll have the latest on these 2 teams, and we'll highlight the all-conference teams that were recently announced. We'll be right back here on WTOP 10.
Welcome back to the DK experience. Go back to your job.
Every NFL fan I've played for the last 15 games. They beat.
Writing a letter to the NFL fans? Get out of here with that.
Let me finish. No,
Let me finish.
Stop.
Johnny Manziel? That guy, he's a loser.
No, that's.
Oh.
Watch the DK experience.
Is there anything interesting happening in here? Joe, is there anything interesting happening in here?
Yes, there is some interesting stuff tonight. We're doing our weather outside.
Oh, okay.
Our
I don't
quick
care.
weather.
Never mind.
Let's see outside you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back into the Deborah F. Stanley Arena for SUNYAC playoff action between the Oswego State Lakers and the Skidmore Thoroughbreds. I'm Lucas McGarry, still joined by Michelle Smith and James Fitzpatrick. Now, James, I'm going to start with you this time around. Let's take a look at the past. These two teams have had 2 conference matches this season. To provide a little preview for tonight, walk us through what went down.
Well, on November 15th, we saw it live here, the Pete Sears retirement night. Oswego took this one 3-1, and Mitchell Flocare had the goal for Skidmore. Meanwhile, Oswego, Tommy Bannister, Josh Simpson, and Drake Semrad had it on that night. Michael Manzi went 25 for 26 that night, and the backup for Skidmore played Joshua Seeley. He went 25 for 27. It's a very even matchup, and I hope to see that again tonight. But meanwhile, on January 23rd, Oswego blew him out of the water. It was 5-1. Connor Gato had 2 of the goals. Tommy Bannister had a goal and an assist. Brendan Gilmore and Ryan Burke also had a tally. Daniel Urban had it for Skidmore. Michael Manzi again in net with the win, 18 for 19 in this one. And Tommy Aiken with 29 saves on 34 shots. Oswego blew him out in this one, like I said. But since this game, Skidmore has been on fire. 8-1 since. Their only loss going to Hobart, 1-0. Skidmore averaging 4 goals per game in that stretch, only allowing 1.8 against in that span, and also only 2.8 goals on the road.
The Thoroughbreds and the Lakers both firing on all cylinders right now, and it is definitely apparent that both of these teams have some strengths and weaknesses. Michelle, I'll start with you. What do you see for Oswego in terms of strengths and weaknesses?
Well, Lucas, the name of the game this season for Oswego has been special teams and face-offs. So Oswego has a power play conversion percentage of 30%. Their opponents average only a 9%. Now for face-offs, Oswego's win percentage is a nice 52.4 compared to their opponents' 47.6. The key to Oswego's consistent possession in their zone are those face-offs. The quickest way to get a shot off is to be ready for the pass off the face-off at the point. Now, Oswego does draw about 4 penalties per game. Killing a penalty is no big thing for the Lakers, but building back momentum down a man slows the team down and hinders play when the penalty is over. Another weakness that Oswego faces is neutral zone play. Oswego is very strong in their zone, but most of the turnovers and sloppy passing that we see cost Oswego a lot of good opportunities come at Central Ice while they're trying to regroup after getting the puck knocked out. They have been a lot better. They have to be a lot better at looking out for those turnovers and those sneaky stealaways in order to regroup in the center ice after a line change and be ready for their opponents.
Some really impressive stuff from Michelle. Now, James, we're going to go over to you for Skidmore. What are you looking at in terms of strengths and weaknesses?
Well, for the strengths, we'll start out with the Skidmore here. Neutral zone transition. It's what they're best at. They can utilize their speed and offensive IQ to beat the defense, which we might see a lot here tonight. Oswego needs to stay aggressive, stand up to the puck carrier to defend this, and use active sticks, as well as passing creativity. We'll see a lot of pretty passing plays from Skidmore. Their transitions help a lot too, but they position themselves very well offensively in the offensive zone. They have perfect communication. Again, active sticks for Oswego will negate this and could keep up with the defensive strategy. Weaknesses, however, they have a very weak forecheck. They won't be dumping the puck in a lot to go on the forecheck and play physical on the boards. Instead, they'll be using their speed to get by you. And finally, they have a very hard time getting out of their own defensive zone. A lot of misplays up the middle, turnovers up the boards. That's what Oswego has to look out for. Stand up on the blue line, stand up to the puck carrier, and you're going to get the puck in the offensive zone.
No doubt about it. The strengths that these teams have are very, very impressive, but not as impressive as the individual players this year who have done a great enough job to make all SUNYAC team honors. Michelle, between these two teams, which are some of these players that have gotten these honors?
This is a very exciting season for SUNYAC, all SUNYAC teams rather. We have 8 players competing here tonight who are elected to the team. Notably on the first team is Oswego defenseman Travis Baker. Baker leads the team in assists this season. He has 23 points in 26 games played. With his assists combined with goals scored and a whopping 17 blocks, Baker is a +9 this season. On the all-rookie team, Skidmore has forward Shane Baker and defenseman Dylan Shane. Skidmore's Baker and Dylan combined for 34 points in 26 games, and Oswego's Michael Manzi is the all-rookie team goalie. The players selected for these teams are the best of the best. With a .920 save percentage and an average of 2.02 goals against per game, Manzi was a no-brainer for the rookie team. The players recognized or nominated and voted on by conference coaches to make these rosters.
Absolutely, some fantastic players that deserve the honor they've gotten. But now we're going to pivot and send it down to ringside, where our reporter Eddie McAlpine has the breakdown of what's coming for the D3 National Hockey Tournament. Eddie, what do you got?
Thank you, Lucas. Behind me is the 2007 Oswego Lakers National Championship team, a season where they won it all. And let's take a look now to see what would happen this year for the Lakers to make it back into the tournament. 18 teams will make the NCAA tournament, with 14 of the respective conference winners earning an automatic spot, and 4 at-large bids going to the remaining 4 teams who remain the highest ranked in the NPI rankings. Right now, the Hobart Statesmen are at the top of the SUNYAC conference and the top of the NPI rankings, undoubtedly the best team in Division III hockey. The Lakers are the second SUNYAC team to appear in the NPI rankings, but they've fallen to 14th in the country, and if every one seed won their respective conferences, that would leave the Lakers 3 spots removed from the at-large bid. For the Lakers to make the NCAA tournament, they will likely need to win the SUNYAC conference, which includes a win here tonight and in the championship game, which will be against the winner of the Hobart and Cortland game, also going on right now. If the Lakers lose the SUNYAC conference, they still have a chance for an at-large bid, but they will need losses from 4 teams who currently hold those at-large bid spots right now, all of which are ranked higher than the Oswego Lakers at the moment. The 4 teams right now who hold those at-large bids are the University of New England out of the CNE, the University of Bowdoin out of the NESCAC, Salve Regina, which is an independent school, and Aurora College out of the NCHA. For the Lakers to have a chance at an at-large bid, they need a win plus a loss of SUNY Geneseo of the UCHC, a loss of St. Norbert of the NCHA, and a loss of Aurora of the NCHA. There's a lot of work for the Lakers to accomplish here, and they'll need some help. But for now, I'm Eddie McAlpine. Back to you, Lucas.
Thank you very much, Eddie. So much still at stake as all of these conference tournaments progress. But now I'm going to bring the focus back to tonight's game for my favorite segment, Luke's Locks. Now tonight, I got a few that I think are bound to hit. First, we're going to go with an over-under of under 5.5 goals tonight between these two teams. Then an Oswego prop. I'm going with a Brandon Cohen anytime goal. He's on a 3-game goal streak, and I think he keeps going tonight. Then for the Thoroughbreds, I'm going to go with their elite goaltender, Tommy Aiken, forming a wall in goal. I see him recording over 39.5 saves. That's right, 40 minimum saves for netminder Aiken tonight. Now with that all out of the way, we're going to shift into our last bit of this pregame show. Final predictions for this semifinal match kicks off. Michelle, I'll start with you. What do you see the score coming out?
I'm going 4-1 Oswego. Even though Skidmore is on that great streak, we saw Oswego beat Skidmore twice this regular season by at least 2 goals. And I think they're going to be really fired up after a quarterfinal win against Buffalo this last Wednesday. So I really do think that they're going to take this one, and they're going to take it with gusto.
James, now we'll switch it to you.
Listen, I'm an analytics nerd. I'm a stat nerd, right? I said before that they average 4 goals a game. And in that stretch, and only about 2 goals a game roughly. I'm going 4-2 Skidmore. I think they're going to keep up with what they've been doing over this fantastic stretch where they've been one of the hottest teams in the SUNYAC. They're going to come in here to the Deb and defeat Oswego 4-2.
It's hard to argue with analytics, James. I can't lie. That leaves me to be the tiebreaker, and I think I'm going to have to go with the Lakers here in the home crowd. I think they're going to be a 3-2 win, not passing my over-under goals, by the way, but a 3-2 victory for the Lakers. But that's going to do it from us. When we come back, it is going to be Kenny Gerard and Paulie Beatty with some final thoughts on the game before puck drop right here on WTOP 10. Stick around.
I saw bread, and I want some bread.
I feel like the amount of work that we get here is very different than a community college. So at my last school, we had at least an essay a week that was due for any given class.
Yeah. Also makes you really feel like, did you start in the fall? Or it's kind of like one, still good sport.
If it's hockey,
it's what they score!
It's on Hockey Talk. Join Rob Finger and his panel of guests.
Their behavior against easy teams. How do you lose to the Bruins twice?
As they take you through the hockey world.
We welcome you with open arms.
Tune into Hockey Talk, Mondays at 9:30 after East Coast hockey games. Only on WTOP.
Oh boy!
Come across.
Good evening and welcome to Jeopardy! I am your host, Joe.
Hello, Simon.
Joe is at this place. And I'm very concerned to see what Piper's answer is here. Sorry, it's a 98-page rule book.
You guys are stunned still?
Joe, I'm going to sound like a little snob here. It was not founded by Ray Kroc.
Welcome up to the Steely Press Box in the Deborah F. Stanley Ice Arena and Convocation Hall. I'm Kane Gerard, joined by one of the best hockey minds I know, Paulie Beatty. Paulie, before we get going, how are you?
I'm doing great, Kenny. Could be the last one for two Scunactadians. Hopefully it's a good one.
Hopefully it is a good one. Well, let's talk straight into it about the netminders. It's going to be important in this one. Last time it was, and it will be again now. Let's talk about Oswego's netminder, Michael Manzi, 10-3 on the season with a 92% save percentage. Take me through some of his stats, Paulie.
I mean, so he got that 92 save percentage in 18 games, 10-3 record, 347 saves, which was 7th in all the SUNYACs. He was tied for 2nd with 10 wins and 3rd in win percentage with 769. The only two above him were both Hobart goaltenders, so pretty good for the Oswego goaltender we have in net.
And a part of the all-SUNYAC rookie team. It's been a great netminder for Oswego. And again, that depth chart for Oswego's goalie side is just incredible. But Manzi has been the front runner so far late on in the season. We'll see if he continues to do that tonight. On the other side of things, look at Tommy Aiken, the netminder for the Skidmore Thoroughbreds, number 29. He's got a 92% save percentage, the exact same as Michael Manzi, which is wild to me. He sits at 9.32 on the season. He has 368 saves, let 32 goals in, which is 2.36 a game, and on the all-SUNYAC second team, not who played in the Deb last time.
Absolutely. It ended up being Seeley who played in the Deb last time. Both Aiken and Manzi are both top 10 in all major statistical categories in the SUNYAC. So Stonewalls we have in both nets. So I mean, should be the tail of the tape here, Kenny.
Absolutely, Paulie. I mean, it's going to be an interesting one. Again, those netminders have been important, especially in SUNYAC playoff play. As we know, SUNYAC semifinals is going to come down to who's between the pipes. But also very important who's on the ice. Let's talk about the other five, and let's start off with Oswego for the starting lines of this one. Starting off in the forwards for Oswego, the assistant captain, Connor Gatto. Number 12, Matt McQuaid, the captain, and number 10, Tommy Bannister. For the forwards for Oswego, the defenseman going to be Drake Semrad and Aiden Cooper. And then for the goaltender, Michael Manzi.
So obviously, coming back from Buff State, they won 5-1. Not really much to change there. I mean, I wouldn't if I was head coach Ed Gosick, because why fix it if it's not broken, Kenny? So I mean, it's a good play by them. Get a lot of your seniors out there. Obviously, the only non-senior is going to be Aiden Cooper on the defensive side. So I mean, great call there by Coach Ed Gosick, not changing a thing.
Now let's look at the other side of the ice and talk about the Skidmore Thoroughbreds, the number 3 seed in the SUNYAC playoffs. Well, it's going to be Ryan Stratton in at the forward, Coleman Jenkins, and Shane Baker for the 3 forwards for Skidmore to start the night. Then we got Jacob Zarecki, the assistant captain, and Dylan Shane, number 26, in at the defense, and the goaltender, Tommy Aiken, number 29 for the Thoroughbreds. Paulie, take me through it.
I mean, it's the complete opposite with the Oswego lines. A lot of seniors. This one has 3 freshmen, but the centerpiece of it is going to be number 15, Coleman Jenkins, the sophomore. He has 15 assists on the season, racking up 5 goals, so 20 points altogether. That's a name to look for on this ice tonight, Kenny. He's going to be dishing it out, and I'd want to contain him the best I can if I was Oswego.
Well, Paulie, I mean, we got some extra time here to talk, so let's chat some puck. So let's talk about the possible SUNYAC championships, and let's give the Laker fans at home, what's their rooting guide if they want one more game here at Deborah F. Stanley in a packed house? You can clearly hear as they begin announcing the lineups for each squad. Well, if Hobart wins, they host. Simple as that, and they'll play the winner of this game between Oswego and Skidmore. If Hobart loses, the winner of this game will host Cortland in the SUNYAC final. So a lot on the line for this one. If you're a Laker fan, the rooting guide is simple. Lakers win tonight over Skidmore, and Cortland beats the Hobart Statesmen.
It's going to be a tough job for Cortland to be an undefeated team for, the last 3 years now. Obviously, Skidmore and Hobart coming into the SUNYAC being private schools. I mean, it's going to be a tough task for really anyone. But if the Lakers can do what they did last year, I mean, maybe it's a shoo-in for the finals, but they got to get past this one today. They're not thinking about the next couple days or next week for who they face. They're talking about right here, right now against the Skidmore Thoroughbreds.
And just some history between these two squads. Their first game was in 2009. This is now their 7th matchup. Oswego is 5-1 against them. Last matchup we talked about earlier. Skidmore lost to Oswego 5-1 in Saratoga, New York. Oswego has not lost to Skidmore since November 27th of 2022 out in Saratoga, and Skidmore has never beaten Oswego at home, ever, in all of their 6 matchups beforehand. And obviously it's their first postseason matchup history because, well, they weren't in the SUNYAC. It's their first season here.
I mean, every single storyline is going to be against Skidmore today, though it is very important to know that that's all in the past and they are looking for the future. Both teams coming in with a lot of good win streaks. The Lakers has a 4-game win streak. Skidmore has an 8-game win streak. One of those is going to end here tonight, so we're just going to think it's going to be as good as it gets today here, Kenny.
And Oswego's had Skidmore's number this season. They've beaten them a combined 8-2 in 2 games, and we talked about which 2 games those were. And not ironically, the last time we called games, day 1, we called the game together. Day 2, who are we calling with? Skidmore on the ice.
Absolutely.
So Skidmore's been a common one for us, Paulie, but Skidmore, last losses came against Oswego and Hobart. First game against Oswego, and that was January 23rd, and then Hobart on the 24th. So Skidmore's on a tear. They've won 8 straight games now coming into the SUNYAC semifinal. Oswego, also doing pretty well, though. They're on a 4-game win streak, back-to-back against Buffalo State, and Skidmore topping the Cardinals 4-3, and then up in the North Country at Potsdam 1-4-0. So both teams coming in on fire, but that seems like a common theme for playoff hockey. But, Paulie, I think we've yapped just about enough. That'll do it for us here in the press box. We'll send you guys down ringside now for the anthems of the United States and Canada.
As athletes. Courtesy to officials, coaches, and competitors is expected. Profanity, racial or sexist comments, taunting, and intimidating actions are expressions of poor sportsmanship and are grounds for removal from this venue. We appreciate and thank you for your support and encouragement. Be loud, be proud, and be positive. And now at this time, we ask all who are able to please stand and remove your caps for the national anthems of Canada and the United States.
welcome back up to the Steve Levy press box. I'm Kenny Gerard, joined by Paulie Beatty. And Paulie, it is that time once again. We're here Wednesday night for the quarterfinals where the Lakers took a 5-1 win over the Buffalo State Bengals. And now it is time for the SUNYAC semifinals. Well, I know one thing's for sure. One team that wears green and gold is heading to the SUNYAC finals after this one.
I like those odds, Kenny. I think you're going to be right about that one.
Let's go.
We got Lucas's picks. Now we got Kenny's picks. we'll call it, I guess.
Kenny's keys to the game, I guess. I don't know. Well, anyway, one thing's for sure. One team is going to be heading to the SUNYAC finals after this one. We'll keep you updated on the other side between Hobart and Cortland throughout the game to see which one of these two teams will be playing. Again, if Cortland wins, they'll be on the road at one of these two squads. If Hobart wins, they will be hosting the SUNYAC Championship. That'll be next Saturday night, March 7th at 7 p.m. in the respective barn of the whoever's going to be the top seed left, and lowest seed will go on the road to visit. Going to be a big one here, Paulie. Oswego, again, we talked about some of the rankings last time. They improved their power play, though. They're now over 30%, puts them at 30.3%. Fourth in the country, has been updated since the game, so since the 22nd, so we'll see. But puts them at like third for now, so not bad for the Lakers.
Absolutely.
Nevertheless, we're underway between the Skidmore Thoroughbreds and the Oswego State Lakers. Lakers hailing from Central New York, and the Skidmore Thoroughbreds, pride of the capital region, just north of Albany and Saratoga. Quick shot, that one gets saved. Coming from Connor Gatto off the rip on Aiken, and Skidmore gets it back, knocked down by McQuaid. Bannister can't get a handle on it, and Zarecki has it now for the Thoroughbreds. Back in the middle ice, big hit from Gatto, and the Lakers get it back with Matt McQuaid. Very senior-heavy lineup for the Lakers to start it off. And it's over to Drake Semrat at the face-off circle. Semrat shot blocked by Zarecki. Behind the net, that's rebounded by the Thoroughbreds, and Skidmore takes it back. Zarecki down the middle. Gets it poked away by Ergo. Ergo trying to get it back into the offensive end, and Zarecki gets it away. That's over to Jenkins. Jenkins will pass it up and back around the boards. And a couple will go off for a change for the Thoroughbreds as Baker has it now behind the red line of the Oswego zone. That's over to Simpson. Simpson looks for a lean to pass. He'll pass it off the glass. And that's knocked down by Flowcare into neutral ice. Brett Fudger chasing behind Flowcare. Fudger and Flowcare tangled up. Flowcare gets the worst of that one, but it goes back into the Skidmore end as Aiken comes out of net to pass it around the boards for the Thoroughbreds. Skidmore with possession. Here's Jenkins on the far side. Jenkins will pass up. That's Stratton. Stratton at the face-off circle takes a shot. That one saved by Michael Manzi.
And just a great sequence of events there. Nice clean hockey. A big hit by Connor Gatto right in neutral ice to get the tone started. We're going to say a lot today. That second line for the Lakers of Simons, Fudger, and Ergo, as we're going to take a look at the replay right here by Juan Zones, Calzones. And Gatto says, here's a Tomcat for tonight. And again, tone has been set. Watch the second line for Oswego. A lot of physicality with Fudger and Ergo. And also watch out for Travis Baker. 23 points as a defenseman, 17 assists. Going to dish out some good passes tonight here, Kenny.
Troutwine takes a shot. That's block replay tonight, presented to you by Juan Zones Calzones. The night is not completed without a Tomcat as Troutwine knocks it up into the fans, and someone goes home happy with a puck.
I'd love to take one home, honestly. I haven't got one. In all my years here, I haven't got one. But, again, just a lot of physicality to start off. They're both going left and right, back and forth. I mean, the speed has been tremendous, even though it's been a minute and a half and less than that today in this game. But you're going to see a lot of big stuff here today, Kenny.
Fogu at center ice as well as Burke for the face-off, and it goes to Fogu and the Skidmore Thoroughbreds shot. That one goes off of Manzi and into the corner. Bala makes a hit up into the side boards, and we'll have a board battle for the puck in the corner on the near side of the Oswego zone. And it comes out for Fogu and the Skidmore Thoroughbreds. Puck still loose in front near Manzi. No one's able to get a handle on it near the crease, and that one's blown dead. And it will be stopped as Manzi gets ran over, and here we go! And we're underway as fists start flying within the first 2 minutes of this one. Welcome into the SUNYAC semifinals.
We had a Donnybrook on Wednesday. We get a slight hint of a little Donnybrook right now, and the fans are going to let you hear it. You touch the goaltender, I mean, that's all she wrote for you. We're going to take a look at that replay. But, I mean, physicality, again, already having it in spades for both Oswego and Skidmore. They had something right on net, and we're going to take a look at this replay right here. A nice pass by the Thoroughbreds. It just gets caught up right between Manzi and the pipe, but then it actually squirts out into the crease. Then it was Cohen there to get it going for the Lakers, and then right into the net goes Tyler Fogu. And, my goodness, just starts off right from there. Horacek in there. You got a headlock coming right from Ryan Burke. I mean, if it's gonna start anytime, might as well start early, Kenny.
You might as well. You're going to expect a lot of physicality tonight, as in the penalty box does go a Laker. Up on the board at least for now. So seems to be Cohen, and it should be a power play for the Skidmore Thoroughbreds, as they still have 5 on the ice after the fight. So off to a quick start between the Lakers and the Thoroughbreds, and Skidmore will get the first crack at a power play tonight. And Skidmore on the season, not their best stat, 17% power play percent conversion. It puts them at 67th.
Where do they rank?
Paulie, I swear. 67th in the country. Oswego on the other end, 90.1% PK, now finally over 90% again. That puts them at 7th best, but keep in mind, these rankings have not been updated since the games through February 22nd, so it does not include Wednesday in terms of placement in the country. That would really put Oswego more around 5th, and then for power play would have put them around 3rd. But nevertheless, still the percentages are accurate to date.
And all the power plays that Buff State had just on Wednesday, Lakers were able to kill it off. And if we're going to be talking about power plays, talking about how good the Lakers are, but first we're going to take a look at another replay here just from another angle. Manzi with a stick right there, but puck is still loose, so obviously going to try and score off it right in the crease. That's where they blew it dead. And then there's Fogu just pushing Manzi right back in the net. And then there it goes. Bala in there first. You got Gilmore, you got Cohen, you got Burt going to your right. I mean, not going to stand in the Deb here today. I mean, that's their guy. That's their guy. So they just want to keep him upright instead of backwards right into the net, Kenny.
Well, we'll send you down ringside now to a ringside reporter, Eddie McAlpine. Eddie, take it away.
As a quick look out of the cooler over in Geneva, New York, where the 1-seeded Statesmen are taking on the Cortland Red Dragons. Through about 5 minutes of play in the first period, the Hobart Statesmen already have 9 shots on goal to the Red Dragons 1. The Statesmen have 13 total shots, and they have won 3 of the 5 face-offs. So definitely a close one so far, but there's much more hockey to be played. However, on the defensive end, the Red Dragons have blocked 2 of the Statesmen shots. So there's a lot more hockey to be played. The 1-seeded Statesmen, the 4-seeded Red Dragons, another period or so to go. But for now, Eddie McAlpine, I'll send things back to you, Kenny.
Thanks, Eddie. And some ice maintenance out here. Our maintenance crew now on the ice seems to be patch up the holes a little bit, get a little extra ice in there so it's not sliding off of the post, as the fans give them a nice round of applause. But poor Michael Manzi this season, Paulie, he has just been beat up on. We talked about it at Buffalo State. You get a look at the replay here. It just looks like he's sick and tired of it.
I mean, the shrug says it all, Kenny. He's like, I'm a goaltender. Why am I getting touched by legit everyone every single game? He doesn't understand it.
Face-off goes to the Lakers, now on the penalty kill. Again, some of the best in the country at it. That's kept on sides by Jenkins, unable to clear. And into the boards, a couple of hits, and Ergo whiffs on the clear, and Gatto gets it, and here comes Oswego now short-handed with a chance. Gatto near the face-off circle, shot is poked away by Fogu. And they will get it back as the Skidmore Thoroughbreds with Warrobe, the captain of the team, and back to 5-on-4. Great start to the penalty kill for the Lakers here. Shane will pass it over to Stratton. Stratton will wrap it around the boards. Cooper comes storming in to try and stop it. Gatto gets there, and here comes a 2-on-1, short-handed now for Oswego. Down the near side, here comes Baker. Baker takes a shot, saved! What a save from Aiken and Oswego. Another fight near the crease, and they'll break this one up quickly. But what a start, 2 shots on net, short-handed.
I mean, that was just a great play there in their own defensive zone. It was Travis Baker. I told you to look at him for the assist. He almost had another goal. It would have been his 7th on the year, but like the Lakers have been doing all year, they've been taking those long-range shots as well. Look at the replay here. Good shot selection, had another man, but Thoroughbreds were creeping up on him. It was a good shot there to just tire out the goaltender for Skidmore.
And we'll get a face-off in the Skidmore end. Again, the Lakers are down a man. It's 5-on-4. Skidmore on the power play. McQuaid is in for Oswego, and Waltman is in for Skidmore, and Waltman and the Thoroughbreds get it. Bannister gets a poke at it, and Oswego with possession for a short second here near the student section, and Flocare gets to it for Skidmore, and they'll try to take possession out of the zone, and McQuaid puts it right back on side for the offense of the Lakers, and Skidmore gets set. Excellent penalty kill here from Oswego. Skidmore struggling to get the power play going. Here comes Flocare. He'll take it across the wheel, and he'll get it onside. Semrad gets a hit on him, and Gilmore gets a poke at it too, and cleared out of the zone by the Lakers.
It was a great clear there just to get it down, and they've killed a lot of time already. Less than half the time is left on the clock for the Thoroughbreds. They got a couple more chances to try and get down there, but the Lakers' penalty kill defense showing up as per usual.
Here is Flocare. He'll pass it off the back skate of a teammate, and Oswego now with possession again, shorthanded and cleared out of the zone. Less than 30 seconds remain on the Skidmore power play. Skidmore this season, 15 for 88 on the power play, and Oswego only allowing 8 goals on 81 attempts on the penalty kill. Skidmore now taking it into the offensive end, looking for a lane to shoot. Shot! That one gets blocked by Cooper. And Baker gets it back behind the net, behind the red line. Baker gets tangled up. Cooper pops it into the air. Baker swings at it like a baseball bat. Ergo trying to get there first. Skidmore gets possession, and Oswego returns to full strength. They kill off the first penalty of the game, and the Skidmore power play unsuccessful for the first penalty. Wide pass from the Thoroughbreds, and Gatto gets a hit alongside the boards on Jenkins. Baker gets there behind the red line and has possession for Oswego. And he'll get it down out of the zone, and here comes Ryan now. Ryan makes a move, can't get around, as Aiken will pass it back off the boards. And the Thoroughbreds trying to get it back and neutralize, but Vossilo's there first. Vossilo goes into face-off circle, shot! In front, still loose, backhand rebound! Nobody able to get it off, and it gets frozen finally, and what a good couple of shots from the Lakers, but an even better save from Aiken.
It was a great freeze by Aiken, but the tonality of the Lakers just getting off that penalty kill and then just trying to get right back into the offensive zone. We'll take a look here. Vossilo had a pretty big goal in last game, just manages to get a shot off and a good rebound that caroms right back to him. We'll see here in the nice slow-mo replay. It was a great stop there, but an even better freeze when he actually got to it.
Face-off coming on the near side of the Skidmore zone. Warrow jump, so they'll send in a new man. It's going to be Rice for the Thoroughbreds. Face-off goes Oswego. Vossilo down the slot, back to Bala. Bala shot. That one goes wide, and Ryan tries to get there, but the Thoroughbreds get possession, trying to get it out of the zone, and there's a big hit from Bala, and Vossilo gets it back for Oswego. Vossilo wraps it around the boards. Grenier chases in for it. Troutwine knocks down Grenier. Shot goes wide, and a couple of nice hits from the Skidmore Thoroughbreds, and they get out of the zone. Bala will chase it all the way down. Payon chasing as well. There's a shot that doesn't go from the Thoroughbreds, and Oswego trying to get possession back on the near side. That's up to Vossilo. Vossilo's pass goes straight to Saccone for the Thoroughbreds. Saccone will pass it off the boards up to Day. Vossilo gets a poke at it. Payon gets possession back on the boards. Bala can't get there in time. Folker takes a shot. That one doesn't go anywhere. Goes off a weird part of the stick, and this one is blown dead. Hand pass it will be, as White calls, the referee on tonight's game.
I mean, just a lot of good movement from both teams, and you saw a really good play in their defensive zone by Payon. He's not on any line tonight. He's going to be the extra skater, so he'll fit in as he can, but already making a really good play to start one off just to try and get the puck out of the zone. He actually blocked it, and that's what the Lakers have in spades here tonight. I mean, the defense is, you're going to be looking at it, and you're going to think that it's going to be a high-scoring game. Not with this Oswego defense.
Lakers get out the face-off, and Gilmore's pass goes all the way down to the near side corner. Flowcare gets there. Pass off the boards. Gilmore can't get a stick on it, so Simpson will get it back and neutralize at the wheel. That's over to Fudger. He'll wrap it around the boards. Aiken out of the crease to pass over to Flowcare. Aiken gets back. Lakers trying to get it back. Big hit late by Simons behind the net, and down goes Flowcare, and still down on the ice. And Skidmore short a man right now with Flowcare still down behind Aiken. Simons got it now, and here's a chance for Oswego. Simons, pass back, Ergo, shot. That one's blocked. Rebound loose, and Skidmore gets it back, and Flowcare's back on his skates, and we'll head to the bench. Glad to see that he's okay. And here come the Thoroughbreds again, and they will go for a full change, long shift there for Skidmore, Paulie.
Well, I mean, you don't normally see a hit like that laid by Simons, but I bet we're going to see a replay of that. Glad he can skate up to the bench.
Gilmore gets a nice shot from Jenkins, and behind the red line, the Lakers get it back. That pass up to Horacek, cross ice over to Cohen. Cohen down the near side. He'll take it across the blue line. Cohen gets it poked away and passes back from Zarecki. And back around the boards in front. Cohen can't get the shot off. Too much traffic in front. And it's back over to Cooper at the blue line. Cooper back down low. Cohen over to Horacek. Stolen away. Skidmore now with possession. Here come the Thoroughbreds. As a lane gets it poked away by Semrad. And Oswego will take it back as Skidmore gets another change on the ice. Coming down now forward is Burke. Burke will pass it back over to Semrad. Semrad gets hit from behind, trying to get back to the puck, and he goes down. Cooper gets there. Cooper and Semrad now in the corner for the puck for Oswego. As Fogu joins in for Skidmore, can't get a handle on it, and he'll pass up to Horacek on the far side. Horacek takes it through neutral ice, gets it poked away, and Burke is there for the puck. Cooper with an out the face-off circle, pass up the boards up to Semrad. Semrad will wrap it back around as Aiken way at a net, and Oswego goes for a full change. Oswego gets possession behind the net. with Bannister and taken right back by Troutwine. Here comes Troutwine now for Skidmore. He'll wrap it around the boards. Manzi comes out of the crease to stop it. Makes a quick pass with Tang following in behind. And that's up to Bannister now. Bannister takes a hit near the blue line, and it's knocked back off sides by Troutwine, but Simpson keeps it across the blue. Gatto with it now. He'll take it down around the corner. Puck still frozen and poked away by the Thoroughbreds. Tang was going in for a hit, didn't get there, and Gatto will come to the near side corner.
Well, the skaters looking tired already, Kenny. They're going to want a change really soon, really bad.
In front, nobody there in the slot. And Bannister gets there, will wrap it back around the boards. And you said it absolutely right, Paulie. Long shift for Skidmore here and Oswego. Both going to try to get off the ice. McQuaid takes a stab at it. Warrobe has it. And back across the blue line. And that actually goes up and into the bench, so this one will be blown dead.
I mean, I guess the perfect time for a change right there is McCarthy ended up opening the door for one of his teammates. But we're going to take a look at this replay right back here. Happened a while ago, but oh my goodness, Simons absolutely lays down Flocare. And then you have a centering pass that could not get off the stick of Cohen. But if we want to take it all the way back to when Skidmore was here for the Pete Sears jersey retirement, he was the lone goal scorer in that game until Oswego came back and scored 3 unanswered. So a big loss there for Skidmore, as he was obviously the lone goal scorer in the last game in the Deb. So Skidmore might have to find a new game plan here today. But, I mean, wow, just what a hit by Simons. I mean, it's going to be that kind of game.
Ryan and Waltman in for the faceoff, and Waltman and the Thoroughbreds get that one. Zrecki will pass across ice up near the bench. Thoroughbreds now. Ballard makes a big hit, and Oswego gets it back with Ryan. Ryan down the far side. Ryan takes a shot. That one's a glove save from Aiken.
And just trying to get something on net, and like I said, you're going to see a lot of those today. That one came right around the dot on Aiken's right side, so they're going to try and pick and choose what side's going to be his weakest. They tried from his glove side, they tried from his blocker side. We're going to take a look at one more replay here as the Lakers get it in their own defensive zone. Then we're going to see it again, just long-range shot and easy pickings there for Aiken.
Skidmore gets it off the face-off in their own end. Lakers take it back, though. Here's Fudger. Fudger will get it back behind the red line. Fudger gets tangled up, looks for somewhere to pass the puck. There's nowhere. Simon storms down. Zrecki gets to it first, and the Thoroughbreds have it. Here's Rice now down the far side. Rice looks for a shot in front, keeps it behind the net. Thoroughbreds setting up in front, looking for a lane. Can't find it. Waltman was looking pretty wide open for a second, but nice defensive stop there from Oswego. And it's taken back by the Lakers with Fudger. Here comes Fudger through neutral ice. Fudger down the far side. He'll take it at the face-off circle. Sets it up in front. That goes off the post. Simons pass back to Payon. Payon looks for a shot down the slot. Takes it. Glove save from Aiken.
Ended up being great spacing there by Fudger, just racing on in, and then a good shot selection there by Payon. Again, on no line, so he's going to fit in somewhere. He had a great play in the defensive zone twice already, and then he gets a shot off. I mean, just trying to tire out the goaltender. We'll see here right by the point. Just takes it himself, and then just a textbook save there by Aiken.
Face-off goes to the Thoroughbreds. Stratton trying to get there. He'll get knocked down, and it's taken back by Jenkins. Jenkins down the near side into the offensive end. Jenkins looks for a lane, tangled up and can't get there. Nice defensive stop there from Cooper and the Lakers. Samrat gets a poke at it. Horacek also takes a swing at it, and Burke will pass back to Cohen. Here's Cohen now with the lane for Oswego. Cohen can't get a handle on it, still has a shot in front. That one goes wide. Samrat takes a shot again, that one also going wide. Cohen gets off the rebound, a couple of shots that went just wide of the net for the Lakers. Horacek now behind the red line in front, and can't get it off as Cohen right down the slot. Beautiful centering pass from behind the red line, and does not go for Oswego. Another missed opportunity for the Lakers, Paulie.
A good a shot as any as they had in this game. He was wide open, just could not connect it to his teammate's stick, and the Lakers are going to be looking at that one in the intermission thinking, hey, we got to connect on that.
Here comes Grenier now, and it goes back around the boards. Troutwine gets it for Skidmore. Troutwine gets it from behind by Grenier, and Gilmore can't keep it outside for Oswego. Gilmore will pass it back down to Ryan, and Ryan will dump it back into the offensive end. Chasing down now is Russell for Skidmore. That one's back up to Tang. Tang now for Skidmore. Tang will pass over to Troutwine, stolen away by Vassalo. Here's a chance now for Vassalo. Looks for a lane. He shoots, goes high. Ryan gets off the rebound, back around the boards. Grenier just looks at it as Simpson comes in to collect. Back around the boards, Troutwine chasing for Skidmore and gets possession. He'll pass it up. Baker tries to poke at it, unable to get there as Tang takes possession. Tang's pass is off the board, and Gatto gets it back for Oswego. And Bannister will chase it down to the zone He'll be joined by Zarecki for Skidmore, who gets possession of the puck. Russell loses an edge, going for the puck. Banzer in an open lane. Pass broken up in front of the crease. Gatto trying to get there, and you heard the crowd react. That was a wide open 2-on-0 lane for Oswego, and yet again unable to capitalize. See if they can make up for it. Gatto takes a shot. That one's blocked by Saccone. Gatto on the near side boards. Spalding takes it back, and here come the Thoroughbreds. They'll take a shot towards Manzi. Manzi comes out of the crease to pass it. Almost knocked it off the back skate of McQuaid. Oh, what a mistake. Here's Shane now. He'll take a shot blocked by Gatto. Almost a horrific mistake between Manzi and the captain McQuaid there, but lucky for them, that puck just went wide, Paulie.
Could have been gift wrapped right off their own player.
Bannister now looks for a lane at the face-off circle. Fast-paced hockey between these two powerhouses in the SUNYAC. Ergo chases down behind the red line. Ergo getting beaten up by Flowcare, and it's taken back by Skidmore. Crowd does not like the no call. They'll let him play on. Chenevert chases it down. Semrad has it in the far side corner, and it's back to Cooper. Paulie, take me back to the almost own goal.
I mean, that was just as lucky as you could get it. It was no one's fault, really. I mean, Manzi was just trying to get to the puck and then right off his own teammate's skate. I mean, not a good look there, but they're thankful that it didn't go into the back of the net.
Rorob near the blue line, pops it up. And back into the offensive end. Ergo will dump it back into the Skidmore end as Saccone chases down with Simons into the far side corner. Simons and Saccone tangled up for the puck, and it goes away for Troutwine. Here comes Troutwine now down the near side. He'll pass it up off the skate, and Gilmore steals it away. It's up to Cohen. Here comes Cohen into the offensive end. Cohen centering, pass in front. Shot doesn't go. Rebound loose. Bala shot. Scores! Jonathan Bala buries the first one. 1-0 Lakers.
There was Jonathan Bala, the senior on the third line, the assistant captain, gets his second goal on the year. Great awareness to just find that puck, a lot of traffic. We'll take you back to the replay, and what a job it was by Cohen to try and find his man Burke. And we'll find it one more time, almost right through Aiken, and then Bala just gets it right through traffic. Look at the water bottle pops up, and the Lakers lead by 1. Wow, what a play by the senior on the third line.
Crowd erupting here in the Deb. And Paulie, you only can give Oswego so many opportunities right in front of the crease. So much was open in the slot. So many missed opportunities in the first 10 minutes of this game. And finally, Bala gets one off the rebound and buries it. Unbelievable. So many chances, and one finally clicks for the Lakers.
And they finally found their open man, but Burke just could not get it through. And like I said, it's going to be those long-range passes. Thank goodness for Bala. There was about 5 players right in front of the goaltender. It's not as easy as you think to thread so many needles, but he did it. It's 1-0.
Here's Vasilo now, loses the puck and gets it right back into the corner. Taken away by Skidmore. Back around the boards, it's towards Terry. Terry and Bala, the battle of the 11s in the corner. And that goes out for Skidmore. Here's Tang. Tang will take it across the wheel, lose it for a second. Here's the rush now for Skidmore with a chance. Here's Zarecki, shot. That one saved by Manzi. Tang off the backboards. And Bala comes in, the recent goal scorer for Oswego. Bala, the assistant captain for Oswego, and a much-needed goal for the Lakers as they will call the icing.
I mean, it was a great play there by Skidmore just to try and get it into Oswego's zone. Almost a 3-on-1 opportunity, and they get a shot on Manzi, but stonewalls yet again. I mean, again, very small sample size, but he's been the guy. They've gone to him in 18 of these contests. He's got 10 wins on the season. I mean, that's who you want, and that they have the utmost respect and the utmost trust in their goaltender.
Face-off goes to Skidmore on the offensive end. Looking for a shot was Warrope, couldn't get it off. And Bala announced as the goal scorer, and you can hear the crowd packed Deb tonight for the SUNYAC semifinals. Again, if Hobart wins, this is the last home game of the season for Oswego. Skidmore now with possession. Here's Warrobe. That pass goes back to Shane. Shane takes it across the blue line. Shane down the near side. Shane gets met by Baker in the corner and Simpson. Puck goes back and goes up to Spalding. Gatto gets a stab at it, and here come the Lakers now with Gatto. Can't get there in time, and Russell will chase it back down to the near side corner. He'll pass off the glass in, up and into the crowd, and another souvenir for the Laker faithful in attendance tonight.
I mean, great rush there by Skidmore, but then it was even better play by Gatto just to try and get that puck. I know he had numbers up in the other side of the ice, but I mean, just couldn't get it done. But just to have it a face-off in Skidmore's side, I mean, they'll take that. The face-off percentage for both teams pretty much equal, 52.4 and then 52.6 for Skidmore, who just leads.
Simpson with it now in the corner. McQuaid will pass it back around the boards up to Bannister. Bannister, he'll take it down behind the red line. Fakes back, comes back near the face-off circle. Pass cross ice to Baker. Baker takes a shot, he scores! Redirected by Ergo, and the Lakers are up 2.
Like I said in the pregame show, it's going to be that second line, and it was Baker right from the blue line, and Ergo has only scored 2 goals to this point. He has his third. We're going to take a look at this replay brought to you by our friends at Juan Zones. Great play on the boards by Bannister just to keep the puck. Throws it on for the blue line, finds his defenseman Baker, and then what a tip in there by Mike Ergo. We'll take an even closer look if we can get there. And there it goes, just right off the top of the stick for Mike Ergo.
There's a shot from Saccone that goes wide, and Skidmore right back on the horse. Saccone takes a stab at it. Baker has it now. Here comes Oswego on another rush chance. It's going to be too many. Skidmore, thoroughbred shot goes wide. Simons goes for the rebound. That's back for Oswego. Here's Cooper. Cooper takes a shot, loose in front, and it's taken back by the thoroughbreds. And that goes under the stick of Semrad. Stratton will chase behind Semrad. Semrad's tangled up. Fudger gets there first, and Fudger will pass it cross ice over to Cooper. Off the skate of Zarecki. Skidmore trying to get it back. Neither team able to get possession for a second, but Semrad will get it back for Oswego. Semrad will wrap it back around the boards. Aiken will come out of crease to pass it over. Almost stolen away by the Lakers with Burke and knocked down by Horacek in the corner, and he'll take possession. Horacek into the corner. That's back over to Burke. He'll wrap it around up to Gilmore. Gilmore, he'll take it at the red line. Gets it stolen away. Nice steal there from the Skidmore Thoroughbreds with Jenkins. That's back cross ice over to Zarecki. He'll go near the Oswego bench, get hit by Burke, and pass it up to Terry, who gets hit on the penalty box. And Manzi will pass it up. That's up to Horacek. Horacek gets it out of the zone and clears it away. Flowcare will chase it back for Skidmore. Horacek chasing behind Flowcare, trying to get possession back. Terry there for Skidmore, and Terry gets possession, almost stolen away by Vassilo, and then finally taken away by Vassilo. He was there the whole time. Vassilo down the slot, makes a move, and it's poked away by Aiken. Vassilo wraps it around. In front, they score! Adam Grenier, 3-0 Lakers!
And the Lakers just continue to keep the pressure on. It was number 8, Grenier, but that play does not start without Colin Vassilo and then Justin Ryan to feed him the apple, and Grenier puts it in the back of the net for the 3rd time in about 6 minutes. We're gonna look at this replay right here. Good save there by the Thoroughbreds. The Lakers send it back around, nice centering shot, and Grenier is right there. There was nobody near him. Right down Broadway, there you go. They found it right through the 5-hole. They're finding it all over the place on Aiken.
And Oswego's been hunting down the slot right in front of the crease all day. Shot just saved by Aiken. And as I was saying, Oswego has been hunting the slot early on, and they've continued to do that and missed a lot of opportunities. A couple of good stops there from Skidmore and a couple of missed shots from Oswego, but now they've capitalized on 3 straight.
I mean, Oswego is really just keeping them on their toes, or their skates rather. They've been doing it from very short, but then they've been doing it from very long, so they're kind of messing with them just a little bit. You have to really expect it from any point if you're Skidmore, but if you're the Lakers, I mean, everything's working. It may turn into a defensive game very soon here, Kenny.
Skidmore gets it off the face-off. Troutline will pass it up to Waltman. Waltman gets it poked away by Simpson. Puck not moving. Troutman gets a poke at it, and it's up to Warrobe. Warrobe in the offensive end for Skidmore. Centering pass gets poked away by Baker. Gatto gets a hit on the far side boards. Simpson trying to take a stab at it as well. Here's a chance for Skidmore in front. Puck still loose, and it's passed back by Waltman, and that's up the Troutline. Troutline takes a shot that goes off the backboards. Looks more like a pass. And McQuaid gets a poke at it, and it's out of the rink. Well, we'll send it down ringside now to Eddie McAlpine with an update on the Hobart-Cortland game.
Thanks, Kenny. I've got an update out of Geneva where the Statesmen have struck first. It's Tristan Fasig with the goal for the Hobart Statesmen. They now lead 1-0 over the 4-seed Cortland Red Dragons. With about 2 minutes left in the first period, we'll continue to monitor this one. I'll continue to update you along the way for now. Eddie McAlpine, back to you guys.
Thanks, Eddie, as Skidmore has possession of the offensive end back here in Oswego. Jenkins with a shot in front. Manzi gets a save, poked away, and that was as close as it's gotten. Here's a slap shot up top, but that's poked away in front again. Saccone shot won't go, and it goes above the net. Here's Urgo with it now. Urgo will wrap it back around over to Simons. Simons is met up with Stratton. Cooper also in, and Urgo. Board battle goes out. Shot goes behind the net, almost looked like it went in from Skidmore, and Cooper has it now in the corner for Oswego. Lakers with possession, they'll clear it out of the zone, and a long shift there for the Oswego defense as they come off for a change.
And all they're looking for right now is to really just melt these 2 minutes and 30 seconds off the clock, but maybe they have more fight in them. Who knows? They're already in the offensive zone.
Aiken out of crease to pass it over for Skidmore. Off the boards, that's up to Rice. Rice gets hit by Bala on the bench, and Waltman gets a poke at it as well. Payon gets it back. Payon will be chased by Spalding. Payon's pass is broken up and knocked back on side by Skidmore. Up to Zarecki. Zarecki looks on the shot, takes a slot. Too much traffic in front. And here comes Horacek now down the far side. Horacek, pass over to Payon off his skate. Payon looks for a shot. He takes it. That one's saved by Aiken. Pass back off the back of the net, and Spalding gets it back for Skidmore.
Great shot there by Payon to try and get something on him.
Shane will pass it, and this one will be blown off sides against the Thoroughbreds. And a couple of nice chances there for Skidmore to try and cut the lead down to 2. And Oswego got a couple of their own to make it a 4-0 game.
Skidmore had a really good chance right on their own blue line. They saw a bunch of traffic. You saw Manzi in the crease sort of looking around him, seeing if there was any vantage point he could get. We'll take a look at one of those replays here. That's going to be on the offside and clear as day all the way to the left of your screen right there. But if you're Skidmore, I mean, just try and get these 1 minute and 49 seconds off your back, go into the intermission, talk it over. What are you seeing? What can you do to really just stop this juggernaut of a team? I mean, 3 goals in the first period. We talked about last game, Buff State being a 6-win team. It's looking more like them, not to throw any shade, but they got to start doing some work.
Russell wraps it around the board. Baker gets in the far side corner up to Grenier. Grenier whiffs on the shot. Troutwine takes one of his own, goes high and off the stick of Manzi. And he glove saves it off the net as well. Nice play there from Michael Manzi. And as you said, in the last game against Buffalo State, we were 1-1 after the first. Skidmore, a much tougher opponent in a lot of capacities. Really the only thing they were behind Buffalo State on was the power play. But 3-0 Lakers.
Absolutely, and they have 9. The Thoroughbreds have 9 more wins than the Bengals. I mean, you'd think it would be more of a fight, but Lakers still may go into this first intermission with a 3-0 lead.
Jenkins has it over to Russell at the blue line. Here's a shot from Troutwine. That one goes just wide of the net. Stratton on the rebound. Baker pokes it away, and he takes it right back. Stratton with it now for Skidmore. Stratton loses it. Grenier comes in to get it back. Stratton and Baker now. Baker pokes it away. Taken back by Baker. Baker and Stratton for Skidmore in the corner for the puck, and that's up and cleared way out of the zone by the Lakers. That'll be chased down by Russell as less than a minute to go here in the first period. Near the bench, that's taken by Warrobe. Warrobe passes it over, looks for Elena Spalding. Shot! He scores! Spalding buries it and cuts the lead down to 2. It's 3-1.
It was a great shot there by Brandon Spalding just to keep with the play. The sophomore from Feeding Hills, Massachusetts, just gets one on Manzi. And on all these shot attempts, they finally get one going. It starts in their own defensive zone. They finally have some coverage there. And there goes Spalding right in front. A little forehand, backhand motion, back to the forehand. And they cut it down to 2. Skidmore still got some fight in them. There's a lot of hockey left.
Skidmore, another team you can't give too many opportunities to. And finally one of them for Skidmore gets in. Crossed up Manzi just one too many times, and he lets one get in. So it is now 3-1. Skidmore now with momentum here with just about 30 seconds left. Flocare shot in front. Rice can't get the shot off. Goes off the front of his stick, and Bannister gets it off the rebound. Bannister back off the boards. That's over to Cooper. Cooper back around the boards up to Bannister. Bannister gets hit. That's taken by Semrad with 20 seconds to go. Semrad over to McQuaid. Goes behind him. Gatto with it now. Gatto takes a shot, and that goes wide of the net. Stratton gets it now for Skidmore. Back in neutral ice, it's Rice. Rice will pass off the boards and knock back in the zone. Here's Saccone. Saccone, high of Manzi, jumps off his skates to get there, and Gatto will try to clear it out of the zone. Won't be able to. Jenkins takes a poke, and McQuaid gets it, and that will end the first. Well, for the first 17 minutes of this period, it was all Oswego. They took the 3-0 lead. And in the last couple of minutes, Skidmore finally gets some momentum, and they bury one in the back of the net, and it's 3-1 Oswego after one. And Paulie, we've almost tied how many goals we saw on Wednesday after a 5-1 game for Oswego. It's already 3-1, so we're in for a good show.
I mean, if you thought the intensity was brought last game, obviously a big fight that happened late in the third period. One happened within the first 3 minutes here, and you see 4 first-period goals, 3 of which coming from the Lakers. You're going to see a lot of these guys are going to want it. We saw Mitchell Flocare for the Thoroughbreds go down. Looked like he was in the tunnel for concussion protocol. Guess what? He was just back on the ice making some good defensive plays. So, I mean, if you can't tell that these guys want it, they really want a trip to the SUNYAC finals. I mean, it's on their sticks. They just got to play with it.
Well, let's send it down now. Ringside reporter Eddie McAlpine, who's joined by Jonathan Bala.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Lakers defenseman Jonathan Bala, who got the scoring going early. First goal of the game here, Jonathan, and your first goal since November. How's it feel?
Feels good. I mean, the energy from the crowd after that goal was just fantastic. We had a ton of chances before that, so I think just putting one in the back of the net really helped us continue to get the ball rolling. We played 18 hard minutes, except for that last 2. It's looking good.
And as the alternate captain on this team, you look to lead your guys into 2 more hard-fought periods of hockey. And you've played in these big games before. What's your message to your teammates out there?
Just do what we need to do. Like I said, we played 90% of that period the way we have to. We just got to clean up the things we know we have to clean up. When we're on, we're the best team in the nation. We know it. So we just got to keep playing hard and fast in Laker hockey.
And then you had a couple teammates follow suit. You're now leading 3-0 heading into the second period. Job's not finished. Talk about what the mentality is going into the next period.
Yeah, just got to keep grinding them down. When we have time in the O zone, we just got to keep going. We want to stay out of our D zone as much as possible. So I think if we can just get out of our zone, stay in their zone, we're going to be really successful.
All right, thank you, Jonathan. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Kenny, Paulie, back to you.
Thanks, Jonathan, and thanks, Eddie. And like you said, 90% of the period, Oswego played the way they needed to and took that 3-0 lead in the last 10% of that period. Skidmore, well, they got a goal into the back of the net against Oswego. Well, Paulie, one thing's for sure, there's still about, well, let's do the math, about 66% of the game left to be played. So what does Oswego got to do to take a win here? And what does Skidmore got to do to keep mounting this comeback? They already got one of the 3 they need.
Oswego's just going to have to play their brand of hockey. I mean, what they've done so far has been absolutely phenomenal. Skidmore, get more shots. I saw that they had maybe 15 shots on goal. I think 9 of them actually, or rather 15 shots, 9 of them en route to the goal. Try to pound the puck into the net through Manzi. They saw that they could do it once. Try and get it from longer range. You saw that short range work, but just try and get them tired out. They saw a lot of good opportunities with a lot of traffic in front, but Oswego right now looking to run away with it, but 2-goal lead, never something to sleep on.
Well, that's going to do it for us here in the press box. We'll see you guys for a second. We'll throw it to a quick break, and then you'll be joined by the Perch for the first intermission show. You're watching Hockey Night in Oswego right here on WTOP 10.
I'm scared of Joe with a bat. Okay?
Okay.
Let me show you because your team is a failure. You don't know how to score, right?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Whoa. Just like that.
Let me show you the Bronx Bomber way of doing it. Ready? Ready? I swear to God. Oh my Everyone? All right, put the bat down. All right. The number's like... Sorry, Joe. You're right. Sorry. had to eat a raw egg on Chris's dormitory floor.
I currently don't have any federal pending charges.
You know what you never did? You never walked to Walmart, Chris.
That's my co-host. This is for making the East Coast Pop-Tarts.
It's showtime, Chris. Come on.
I want to be on the air for that. I got a couple things to say.
No.
Spin the wheel. So you got censorship.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to...
If only we had someone who could tell us what we should and shouldn't watch.
Well, do we have a show for you?
Who are you?
What are you doing in my bed?
On Be Kind and Rewind, we will go through and review all your favorite movie franchises.
And tell you which ones you should and shouldn't watch from the perspective of normal movie fans. Well, be sure to check out Be Kind and Rewind on WTOP 10.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Deborah F. Stanley Arena for the intermission report here after a very, very fun first period of play between the Oswego State Lakers and the Skidmore Thoroughbreds. My name is Lucas McGarry, joined along by Michelle Smith and James Fitzpatrick. Now, guys, it was a slow period to say the least, at least up until the first 10 minutes. We were getting a little worried that we didn't know what we were going to talk about, but it was a very, very fun day after that. And Michelle, why don't you just get us right into it?
Yeah, absolutely. So we had 2 goals right after that 10-minute mark. Oswego comes to life. There is a fire lit under their bench. We have Jonathan Bala with his 2nd goal of the season to get things going here. He snipes it right through a screen that was created by a loose rebound. And then we have Shane Baker trying to get it loose out of the crease, and just no one is home for Bala to guard him off of the... See, that's where that rebound happens. It's just loose, and bam, right in. It was a messy, chaotic shot, but it was so effective to get things going for the Lakers here. And then we have our next goal. That came from Ergo, from Travis Baker, the king of assists. He's right up by the blue line. Passes it right through to from Bannister, Baker, Ergo, right in off his stick. What a great shot for Ergo.
Yeah, it was a fantastic start for the Lakers, up 2-0, and it kept rolling for the Lakers. James, talk us through what went on after those 2 first goals.
They kept adding on. The Lakers want to keep building on this lead. That's exactly what they did. Grenier scores the next goal with 4:06 remaining, and on that goal, it was just sloppy defense by Skidmore, and the Lakers are able to come away with it.
Yeah, unfortunately, or for the Lakers, it was a 3-0 lead, but then we switch over to the Skidmore Thoroughbreds, who had a little bit to say at the end of the period. I don't think they wanted it to be 3-0. James, what happened with that final goal?
Like I said in the pregame show, as the fire alarms are going off here in the Deborah F. Stanley Arena, their transition game is really good.
Excuse me, folks, there is a fire alarm going on at this time. We are going to send it to a quick break. Hopefully, we'll be back with some college hockey after this.
If you like action, romance,
If you're watching this,
and highbrow humor,
what surface is this?
Floor. Minch did not legitimately put his head in the toilet.
there's only one place to turn.
No!
Tune in to new episodes of
Oh boy!
only on WTOP.
So you're probably wondering why the top producer of WTOP's new hit, Oswego Liza, is currently juggling with Taco Bell right now. That's just because I don't just know ball, but I can play it too. WTOP, live every other Sunday, 7 p.m. Tune in.
Oh boy!
Come across like
Who else would you want behind this camera other than Austin Claus? Nope. Nobody.
What's happening?
Sorry. No, I want nobody calling this game but Kane Gerard. And Paulie Beatty. And also Kenny Gerard again.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Deborah F. Stanley again, because we just had a little emergency. We had to evacuate. We went all the way outside. It is freezing outside in Oswego, New York. I would heavily recommend staying in and watching some hockey. But, guys, where were we? It was a 3-0 lead for the Lakers, I believe, and then it was just about to be some unfortunate news as Skidmore would like to add something. James, I believe it was you who was about to break down this phenomenal goal from Skidmore.
Yeah, so before I was interrupted, I was saying before in the pregame show, Skidmore has a very, very good attack in the neutral zone and a very good transition. And that goal happened on a beautiful passing play. It was Spaulding who goes bar down, a beauty to beat Michael Manzi, but it all started with a great passing play. It was Oscar Warup who puts the pass right through the legs of Travis Baker, finds his winger Spaulding on the breakdown, and he goes right top shelf on Michael Manzi. And all of a sudden, Skidmore's back in this game.
Yeah, it was looking like Oswego was going to run away with it, but then at the end there, Skidmore gets a little momentum. But we are going to send it now to the Steve Levy press box as we are just about to get underway here in the Deb. Kenny, take it away.
Woo! Welcome back to the press box. I'm Kenny Gerard, joined by Paul Beatty. And Paulie, I don't wear a pea coat for one game. I go, I'm going to wear a suit jacket.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we get evacuated and have to go outside. But nevertheless, it must just be such a good game. This place is on fire. Skidmore and Oswego are back in the tunnels. Everybody's back inside. Ready to go.
Crossroads is back open.
Crossroads is back
we're
open.
Good.
I'm just
poutine on everybody. Poutine on me, guys.
Someone might have overcooked the poutine. Anyway, Paulie. Sorry, I've never dealt with this before. I've seen everything. I see broken glass, broken jumbotron.
You got one
see
last
the fire.
one in you.
I got one last one in me. All right, Paulie. Take me through it. What do we got?
I don't think I can. I don't remember the game anymore. So Skidmore currently trailing by 2 goals. They need to get more shots on net. We saw it was 15-9 in the graphic. Obviously, Oswego on 15 shots on goal. They got 3. So, I mean, they're doing a pretty good job there. We saw the save percentage. It's .800 there for Aiken, and then for Michael Manzi, it's going to be .889. Obviously, a much more smaller sample size for him just because of how many shots on goal there were. But pretty much, I mean, through one period, and we're going to have them return to the ice, so that's pretty good. But through one period, Skidmore just looking a little bit slow. Oswego just needs to keep applying the pressure, and, I mean, they can run away with this one. But like we're saying, 2-goal lead, it's really nothing you can sleep on.
Oh, the first time Oswego comes back on the ice without Metallica. I've been saying that for years. But let's send it down ringside now to Eddie McAlpine for a recap of the first period between Hobart and Cortland.
Kenny, the second period is underway for the Hobart Statesmen and the Cortland Red Dragons. It is 1-0 Statesmen over the Red Dragons right now, but what a dominant first period from Hobart. The 1 seed in the country, 24 shots on goal in that first period to the Red Dragons, just 7. The statistical advantage they hold over Cortland has been showing through a period of play. However, the Red Dragons have 23 saves and just 1 goal allowed. So a dominant showing from them on the defensive end. They have won 8 of the 26 faceoffs. So definitely an uphill battle for the 4 seed, but anything's possible. SUNYAC playoff hockey, it's the semifinals. I'll keep updating you along the way. For now, I'm Eddie McAlpine. Back to you, boys.
Thanks, Eddie. As a unusually musicless start to the second period, Oswego coming out to Metallica. Not this time. Fires out, ice is back, and we're underway for the second period between Oswego State and Skidmore. 3-1 Oswego after. Here's Semrad. He'll take a shot. That one goes off of Aiken. And back around the boards to Warrow. Warrow with possession, getting poked at it. And Gatto gets there. Bannister sees it in front of him. Can't get there in time. Poked away by the Thoroughbreds. There's the music a little late.
Yeah,
Rice now passes it over and stolen back by Semrad. Semrad off the boards, and that one's up to Saccone. That's over to Shane. Shane, that's up. And back around the board. Semrad there, chased behind by Baker. Semrad and Baker tangled up in the corner. Gatto comes in for it as well as Simons and Jenkins. Cooper comes away with it in the Oswego end. That's McQuaid. McQuaid will get it into neutral ice. Simons will chase, and a couple will come off for a change for Oswego. That's taken back by Baker, and Cooper immediately takes it back after the poke from McQuaid. And Oswego clears it out of the offensive end for Skidmore, and it's back to Saccone. Saccone goes up and past Stratton as Manzi watches it go by, and it'll be called for the icing. Paul, it was cold outside, man.
It felt like springtime when I left for work this morning, but, I mean, once the sun goes down, it's, really nothing you can do about that. But it's starting to feel like Oswego again. But, these guys don't look phased. They're doing a pretty good job already just keeping up the speed, keeping up the tempo. And, anything can break. Who can ignite the fire next?
Skidmore gets it off the face-off. Saccone will try to get it past Ergo, and he gets it up to Jenkins. Jenkins on the near side boards. Takes a hit on Simons. Saccone watches it go behind him, and he'll pass it off to Flowcare. Flowcare will dump it back around the boards, and Skidmore will go off for a full change as Baker gets there for Oswego. Baker will pass it up. Poked. Ergo gets hit hard by Tang, and it's taken right back by the Thoroughbreds with Russell. Russell goes up to Terry. Baker gets there, and Baker will pass off the backboards up to Horacek. Horacek up to Ergo near his own bench. Ergo chased from behind by Terry and knocked back into the Oswego end. Manzi watches it go by as Baker will come to collect in the corner and wrap it around over to Horacek on the near side. Horacek off the boards. That's up to Gilmore, who gives it up to Burke. Burke trying to knock down the bouncing puck, and it's taken back by Russell and the Thoroughbreds. Russell will take it up the near side near the Oswego bench. Russell at the face-off circle. Takes it behind the red line. Pets it in front. Puck still loose. And take it back by Cohen. Tang tries to get a stick on it, and it's taken back by Horacek. That's Horacek over to Burke. Burke will take it all 50 feet in. Will pass it off the backboards. Back up to Horacek, who winds up and passes it back to Burke. Burke over to Cohen on the far side boards. Will wrap it around. Goes off of Burke and onto the stick of Horacek. Horacek. Pass Cohen. Shot. Whiffs on it and goes into neutral ice. That'll force a reset for the Lakers. Couple of changes for Oswego. They'll get a full change of the line as Shane gets it back for Skidmore in their own end. That one is up to Chenevert. Chenevert loses it to Gilmore. The other 23 on the ice is up to Grenier. Grenier looks for a move. Backhand shot. That one saved into the chest of Aiken.
And Skidmore is just trying to find something here. I mean, not a lot of offensive zone time presence, and Oswego looks like they have them in a straitjacket in their own offensive zone, or rather defensive zone. So, I mean, if Oswego can just keep on applying the pressure, I mean, it's all theirs. But again, Skidmore, a lot of fight in it. We're going to take a look at the replay here, and it was a good shot there. If they had someone knocking on the doorstep, then it would have been an even better shot to try and get it into the net. But good awareness there by Manzi just to keep it not into the crease.
Face-off goes to Skidmore, and it'll test the Oswego defense again, which has been so good all game long. That one goes down to Cooper. For Oswego, he'll pass it around the boards. That's up to Grenier. Grenier will pass up to Semrad, who knocks it down. Puck still bouncing over to Ryan. Ryan at the face-off circle takes a shot. That one gets poked before he can get it off, and it's over to Vasilo. Vasilo with it. To the blue line, pass down to Semrad. Semrad shot. He score! And the redirect goal is in for Oswego, and it's back to a 3-goal lead, and they're on fire.
And Billy Joel once said, "We didn't start the fire," but Justin Ryan gets it going again off of a feed from Drake Semrad, and a way to just be right at the doorstep, gets it right on top of the goaltender. We'll find it again. Colin Vasilo just brings it almost offside yet again, and then just a feed from Semrad, and there was his teammate right in the crease. It's a 3-goal lead yet again for the Lakers.
Lakers get it off the center ice face-off, dump it out of the zone, and Gatto has it now over to Simpson. That shot was so fast, I'm surprised the fire alarms didn't go back off again, Paulie. Here's another shot from Skidmore, and that one is saved by Manzi. Goes right off of what looked like his helmet. He's shaking it off and up into the netting.
We got a lot to work with. I mean, I don't think anyone has ever been a part of a fire alarm in this arena. We have a lot to work with here. Bringing out Billy Joel. I can't say I've done that before, but I'm glad I got to do it, and maybe our last one, Kenny.
We got plenty more time to talk about fire references, I guess.
Absolutely, and again, we'll take another replay at that goal. It starts with Drake Semrad. Starts with Colin Vassil, actually. Drake Semrad, beautiful pass to feed Justin Ryan right at the net mouth.
Skidmore with it in the offensive end. It's Flowcare. Flowcare takes it all the way around himself and gives it up to Stratton. Stratton behind the red line. Stratton looks for a pass, can't find it, getting poked away by Baker. And Baker steals it away for a moment, and joined into the corner is Simpson. And that comes away for Oswego. That's up to Tommy Bannister in neutral ice, so he'll take it across the blue line. Bannister down to McQuaid. McQuaid back to Bannister. Back around the boards, goes right in front of Aiken, and Gilmore skates right into him, gets a little shove afterwards, and it'll be frozen, and that'll be another stoppage of play.
Surprised more Thoroughbreds didn't go after Ergo there. I mean, it looked like a knee right to Aiken's head, but I mean, Pearson on the worst for it, but I mean, gives the Thoroughbreds a time to get a change in line, and they'll have it on the face-off yet again. Like we were saying, the face-off wins are pretty much identical. Thoroughbreds have 0.2 on the Lakers at 52.6, the Lakers 52.4, so whoever gets it now has the advantage.
Troutwine gets it off the face-off for Skidmore. On the far side board, it's Simons. Simons tangled up with Russell in front, stolen away and taken back by Terry and the Thoroughbreds. And neutralized goes back to Skidmore again. Terry's pass broken up by Fudger, and that one goes out of play and into the penalty box, so we'll get another stoppage.
It was another great play there by Fudger just to try and keep it onside. As the Thoroughbreds were trying to look for some movement, trying to get men moving around, couldn't get it done. It was all thanks to Fudger with a great defensive stick.
And we're going to face off in neutral ice near the blue line of the Skidmore zone. Fudger is in for Oswego, and it's Waltman for Skidmore, and that one goes to the Lakers. Ergo with it now. He'll take it into the offensive end for Oswego. He'll pass it off the boards. Down low is Shane to get it back for Skidmore. Day on the ground. There's a massive hit by Ergo, and this one is going to be a penalty against Ergo. Looks like it hit him high into the head, so we'll see exactly what the call is. It's going to be a roughing call.
I mean, and that's exactly what you look for out of this second line. A little bit too much there from Mike Ergo. I mean, you look at him and you look at Fudger, and you're thinking that you're going to get hit hard, and the Thoroughbreds were right there. So they're looking for 5-on-4 right now. We're going to take a look at this replay right here, and just you're going to see him right there. Pushes him right into the boards. The refs call that as soon as they see it.
Shane gets out the face-off shot, and that one goes off the post. Lakers penalty kill. Back at it again. Rice over to Stratton. Stratton moves around, guarded by Baker. Stratton almost loses an edge, catches onto the board to keep himself upright, and it's back over to Stratton. He looks down the slot. He'll pass over to Shane. Shane looks for a lane to take it. Jenkins with it now. That's down to Stratton. Shot! Glove save by Michael Manzi.
A lot of good movement there by the Thoroughbreds, and Stratton, he almost got Manzi lacking, and we talk about the penalty kill, and the goaltender is a part of that. I mean, obviously, the defense can only do as much as they can, and that replay just shows how good Michael Manzi is between those pipes. And the penalty kill, the defense is only as good as their goaltender, and he's showing why the penalty kill is just so great here in Oswego.
And McQuaid goes out of the circle. Bannister comes in. Warrobe in for Skidmore. That's up to Shane. Shane takes a shot that's blocked in front and cleared out of the zone by the Lakers. Minute and 25 left for the Skidmore power play. Aiken way to crease to pass it up, and it's up to Warrobe. Warrobe will pass over to Jenkins. Jenkins takes it across the blue line and dumps it into the zone. Manzi stops it with a stick, pulls it back and decides to freeze it. Risky play for Michael Manzi that works out in his favor, at least about a minute and 14 on the power play. Let's send it down ringside now to Eddie McAlpine for an update on Hobart Cortland. Eddie, take it away.
Kenny, the Statesmen strike again. 2-0 now Hobart over Cortland. It's the captain, Khalil Fontana, who scored that second one there. He has 6 shots in the game tonight, including 5 of those on goal. He scored on the power play, something that the Skidmore Thoroughbreds have right now over the Lakers. So I'll send things back to you to walk us through the power play. Kenny?
Thanks, Eddie, as we're back on the power play for Skidmore with a minute and 11 seconds left to go on it. Flowcare with it now near the blue line for Skidmore. He's guarded by Ryan. Ryan hits him alongside the boards. Cooper gets a stab at it. And Zarecki will pass it all along the boards and over to Spalding. Spalding and Zarecki passing it around. It goes back all the way towards the near side. Nobody there. And a leg race for it was Ryan. Didn't get there as Waltman was there first. Waltman and Cooper tangled up. That is over to Spalding again. Spalding, Flowcare shot in front and cleared out of the zone in front of the crease by the Lakers. Aiken comes way out of crease to pass it up and all the way back into the offensive end. Good play there from Aiken. And front looks for a shot. He takes it. That's off the post. Oh, as close as you can get for Baker. Another shot goes wide. And Baker's shot as close as Skidmore has been all night in this second period. This is cleared out of the zone again by Gatto.
You got to give props to Jacob Zarecki. Earlier in the power play, just screens off Michael Manzi's vision, and then Baker just misses it. Looked like on the corner of the crossbar.
Here comes Flowcare down the far side. 10 seconds left of the Skidmore power play. Gilmore knocks it down. Bannister has it. Still behind the net is Gilmore. And it's up to Semrad off the boards. And Semrad will get it across the blue line as he gets taken down by Rice. And Oswego will return to full strength. They call out the penalty. And the Skidmore power play unsuccessful. Here's Rice, though, with Semrad guarding. Pass up, shot from Russell doesn't go, and it's taken back by Semrad and the Lakers. Semrad, pass over to Ryan. Ryan behind the red line, pass off the backboards, and Oswego's going for a full change to get on the ice, and they have to quickly get on defense as here comes Rice. Rice takes a shot. That one's off the stick of Manzi with another save, and Payon gets it off the glass and all the way back down to the Skidmore end as Aiken calls for the icing, and he will get it.
It was a very unfortunate change there for the Lakers, just trying to get new skates on the ice. Ryan was able to get it all the way around the boards, trying to find someone, and the two men he was looking for on the near boards went to the bench, and then they were right on the back check. So glad that they were able to get back on there. We'll take a look at the replay there. Semrad just taken down by one of the thoroughbreds, but nothing was called there. I think they made the right call, but if the thoroughbreds are going to have to play with that, I mean, they're going to have to do a lot more.
Payon pass out of the glass and into neutral ice, and Skidmore has it for now. Into the zone, shot. That one's saved by Manzi.
I mean, another good shot selection there just to try and tire him out. Manzi, though, hasn't allowed really much other than the one goal on just 14 shots today. Skidmore slowly but surely coming back within the shot category, but Oswego's still leading them by 4. It's 18-14 in favor of the Lakers, so they're trying to get shots on net, but Skidmore as well, they're trying to find little creases and little holes that they could try and get the puck in.
Faceoff goes nowhere, still on the red dot, and finally comes out with Cohen, and Cohen will take it through neutral ice. He has Horacek on the far side. He'll dump it ahead of Horacek. Horacek and Shane tangled up. Battle of the 26s, and Zarecki comes in for it as well, and Oswego comes away with it. Here's Baker, pass, Simpson shot in front of Burke, and he'll take it around to the corner himself. Horacek has it. Horacek near the faceoff circle for Oswego. He'll do a backhand pass over to Cohen. Cohen and Shane, stolen away by Shane, and here comes Tang for Skidmore. Tang comes down the near side. He'll take it across the blue line. Tang gets it stolen away by Horacek. Horacek takes another stab at it and knocked out of the zone by the Lakers. And here comes a rush now for Ergo. Ergo is wrapped up by Shane, takes a shot, and it won't go for Cohen as Saccone has it now back for Skidmore. All by himself, Stratton, and couldn't get much going off of that one as Semrad takes it back in the defensive end for Oswego. It's up to McQuaid. McQuaid takes it all by himself through neutral ice with a couple of changes for Oswego. They'll take it all around the board. Centering pass to Bannister won't go. Cooper gets it off the pass. Slap-hander shot, and that one won't go from Semrad. Flocare gets it back in the corner, tangled up with McQuaid. Bannister comes in for it, and back around the near side boards. Cooper gets it stolen away, and that's up to Jenkins. Jenkins will pass it over. Stratton with it, and a nice save from Manzi.
It's going to be Skidmore's 16th shot on goal today, and Manzi only lets one behind. I want to go back to a couple plays earlier. I mean, it looked like a 2-on-1 on the captain McQuaid trying to get into the offensive zone, but a good individual effort. Just had barely not enough for Oswego to score the goal, but we're going to take it right back into their own offensive zone, or defensive zone rather, and Manzi just between the pipes. Wow, he's been amazing tonight.
There's a shot from Rice that gets poked clean off the faceoff, and Bala into the corner for it as well. He'll be tangled up with Warrobe. Warrobe and Bala. Fudger as well in the corner, and Spalding. That one comes out for Oswego. Ergo will pass it to Simons. Ergo gets taken down. Simons also goes down, gets right back on his skates. Centering pass goes too far back and taken back by Rice for Skidmore. Rice gets it poked away by Fudger. Fudger will just dump it back into the zone as Russell will come up behind Aiken for the pass. Passes it right back as Simons came flying in. Troutwine whiffs on the pass, gets it backhander off, and stolen away by Baker in the offensive end for Oswego. Baker back off the boards over to Simons. Simons' pass is poked up high. Vassilo will pass off the board. Simons chases. Troutwine gets there first, and Troutwine will clear it out of the zone for the Thoroughbreds as Simpson will chase it down. Manzi comes way out of the crease again, and it's up to Ryan. Nice pass for Manzi. A risky move that's cost him a couple of times this year, but a smart one when it works out for the Lakers as Skidmore clears it back out of the zone, and Manzi will just call for the icing this time.
And you're going to want those gutsy plays as much as it may cost you. You are up by 3 goals, but Manzi very well out of his crease, just trying to get it over into the Skidmore zone, and almost, if it connected with Ryan and he could have made a shot on goal, could have been an assist for Manzi. You don't really see that much often, but I mean, he was en route, and Oswego in the past has had trouble getting passes connecting on the sticks, but Manzi right there looked like a seasoned vet.
Well, for those at home, we have a second screen. Tune into OswegoNow.net for the students doing a live blog post here for the class at campus, as well as some other student-run organizations, WMYO 88.9, calling the game on the radio side. And check out the Oswegonian tomorrow for an update from the game. Shot is saved, and Horacek gets it back and kept onside by the Lakers. Back around the boards over to Burke. Burke and Zarecki don't get there, and it's over to Cohen. Cohen looks down the slot, doesn't get a shot off in time, off the boards, back to Payon. Payon on the far side boards, taken back by Skidmore as Day will get it into neutralize. Gilmore gets a stab at it, and Shane will chase it into the corner for Skidmore. That pass gets poked and goes off the glass on the far side, and Gilmore gets there for Oswego, knocks it down himself, bouncing puck, gets control of it, he'll take it across the blue line. Gilmore looks for a lane to shoot, he takes it, that one goes off the post. Close shot there for Gilmore as Payon will wrap it back around the boards, and Burke will get there for Oswego. Burke off the far side boards, that one's back up to Payon. Payon at the face-off circle, takes a shot, and that one goes off the back of the net. Aiken doesn't know where it is, and he misses the wraparound. Aiken was so confused where the puck was, he was looking on the other side and had a wide open hole in the crease. McQuaid takes another shot, that one goes just wide again. Oh, a couple of good chances for Oswego. And when it bends, it doesn't break right now for the Lakers. Here's Cooper, he takes it back. Cooper up to Bannister. Bannister with it now. Bannister back over to Semrad. Semrad at the face-off circle, sets it up in front, and Gatto whiffs on the shot. Cooper keeps it onside. Lots of offensive pressure here from the Lakers. That's knocked down by Gatto as he jumps off his skates. Sets it up in front, McQuaid shoots, goes wide. Cooper back around the glass, and it feels like a power play right now with how many shots Oswego is getting on net as Bannister gets it again. Flowcare comes to play the defense against Bannister. Bannister pass over to McQuaid, backhander over to Simpson. Simpson down the slot, shot that goes off the stick of Aiken. Baker takes a poke at it, and it's finally out of the zone for the Thoroughbreds.
I mean, what a sigh of relief from Aiken. It was Payon, McQuaid, Gato, and McQuaid again trying to get something off.
There's a shot, goes wide from Fudger. Fudger gets it again in front, poked away, and Ergo gets it on the far side boards. Lots of pressure here from the Lakers. It's over to Baker. Baker back over to Simpson. Simpson takes a shot. That one's saved by Aiken.
Aiken can finally breathe. I mean, what a sequence of events for him. A lot of missed opportunities for the Lakers, and wow. I mean, he comes out there, and the Lakers come out empty-handed, and my goodness, you could look at really any timestamp between right now and maybe a minute and a half ago, and there was a lot left on the ice. My goodness, puck's not going into the net. It was a good wraparound shot by Payon to try and get it, and then McQuaid right off the bar. My goodness, can't get any easier than that. A lot of empty net chances Lakers couldn't capitalize on.
There's a slapper from the blue line that gets blocked and chasing down by Bala. Bala gets it back, and that'll be chased back by Shane, and Zarecki gets there first for Skidmore. Shane has it again behind the red line. Shane will pass it up, and it's over to Grenier. Grenier back around the boards in the offensive end. Shane gets hit by Vassilo. Baker and Bala tangled up for it in the corner. Bala gets a stick on it, and it's taken back by Skidmore, and quickly knocked back into the zone by Payon. Shane back around the board. Skidmore with it in their own end, trying to get something going. Vassilo seals it back into the offensive end for Oswego. That's back over to Payon. Payon shot. Bouncing puck goes low and under the glove of Aiken, but does not get into the net. As Semrad on the near side boards battling for the puck, it's over to Burke. Burke, Cohen comes up behind him. That's over to Semrad. Semrad at the face-off circle on the other side over to Cooper. Cooper back to Semrad. Semrad whiffs on the shot, passes off the backboards, and up to Cohen. Cooper with possession, poked away and stolen away by Skidmore, and finally again out of the zone for the Thoroughbreds as Semrad will send it back in the zone, and both teams will get a couple of changes.
I mean, Kenny, to your point, it looked like a full-on power play there for the Lakers. A lot of zone playoff from the Thoroughbreds. It looked like no one wanted to touch the puck, but the Oswego State Lakers were just doing whatever they wanted with them, except for scoring, and you need to do that to win hockey games.
Thoroughbreds with it now again with Spalding. Spalding will pass it off the backboards. McQuaid in a leg race with Chenevert for it. Bala gets a stab at it, and it's over to Gilmore. Gilmore makes a nice move. keeps possession of the puck for the Lakers, and he'll take it behind Manzi, sets up the offense. It's over to Bala. Bala will pass it down off the near side boards. Cohen with Mauser on the near side, and it's up to Bannister. Bannister looks for a lane to shoot, makes a move, sets it up in front. Gatto can't get the shot off, and chased down by Chenevert, and Chenevert has it now for Skidmore. Chenevert in the far side boards. Gatto pressing him in, and it's taken back by McQuaid. McQuaid over to Simons. Simons takes a shot in front. Puck's still loose, almost goes through the 5-hole, and he saves it and freezes it. And now an almost goal there on Aiken.
It looked like a tough one, too. It's Simons just a little knuckler, and then McQuaid just tried to get a stick down just to redirect it a little bit. But, I mean, Aiken, good save there to prevent a 4-goal lead for the Lakers. Take a look at the replay right here. Is McQuaid to start it off with Simons, and then just kind of tips it. But then McQuaid tries to redirect it, and then just doesn't get anything on it, tries to backhand it, but Aiken was right there ready for it.
Face-off goes to the Thoroughbreds, and it goes behind Saccone. Saccone off around the boards. Ergo takes it back, and Oswego again with it in the offensive end. A lot of time spent on this side of the ice in the second half of the second period. Simons gets a poke at it. Fudger down there for it as well. And Fudger with possession now. Fudger takes it behind the red line. Flocare pokes it away. Fudger and Flocare both go down. And Rice gets there for Skidmore. Baker gets there again. It's over to Simpson. Simpson back around the boards. Flocare steals it away. Stopped on the boards alongside by Simpson. Taken back by Fudger. Fudger over to Simons. Goes just a little bit wide. And Day gets it back for Skidmore. And here come the Thoroughbreds now into neutral ice. Luz Lumber still on the ice. Foslow chases it down the corner. And Skidmore finally getting a change. Again, a long shift there for the Thoroughbreds.
Oh, yeah. It seems like Oswego just spending a lot of time in Skidmore's zone. I mean, these guys on the lines are spending a lot of time out on the ice. So to get a change really whenever they really need, I mean, it's happening very often.
Foslow now down the slot, takes a shot. That one's blocked by Zarecki. Payon has it near the blue line. He'll take a shot, and that's a glove save right down the middle to Aiken.
And, I mean, Aiken just thankful to kind of stop play right there. Get Skidmore thinking, how can we come back? He got just around 4 minutes left in the second period, so he got just about 24 minutes to play, obviously without stoppages. Oswego still leading in the shots category. They are still applying the pressure. Skidmore, to your point earlier, it looks like they are just on the penalty kill, and it's not looking good for them.
A lot of pressure by this Lakers team as Warrobe jumps, so he'll move out, and Waltman will come in for the faceoff, going against Ryan, and the Lakers get it off the faceoff. Payon from Vasilo back down to Grenier. Grenier lets it go behind him as Ryan chases in for it with Warrobe, and it goes away for the Thoroughbreds with Russell. Russell looks for a lane to shoot, wrap around, saved by Manzi. And a nice save by Michael Manzi as we now set it down rinkside to Eddie McAlpine for an update on Hobart and Cortland.
The Statesmen once again tally another goal, 3-0 Hobart over Cortland with a little over 2 minutes left in the second period. This time around is Bauer Morrissey. He adds a goal for the Statesmen on his 4 shots tonight. One of them were on goal, and that's the one that fell in. They hold a 3-0 lead now over Cortland with just about a period left to play. It's going to be an uphill battle for the Red Dragons, but we'll see what happens. Once again, Eddie McAlpine, back to you, Kenny.
Thanks, Eddie, as the puck is now down in the Skidmore end, and the Thoroughbreds get possession back. 3-0 Hobart, and the #1 team in the country continuing to keep that perfect season alive as Cooper gets hit down into the boards. Here's a shot from Jenkins, blocked by Horacek. Jenkins gets it back off the rebound, and it goes back to the Lakers with Horacek. Horacek, pass up to Semrad. Semrad with a lane, takes a shot, and that's a save straight into the chest of Aiken. And on the Hobart side of things, Suggs is getting peppered for Cortland in net. 46 shots he's faced in 2 periods and has 3 goals allowed. Still a 93.9% save percentage, but holy crap, 46 shots? That's incredible. Compared to here, Aiken's seen 24, let 4 go by, puts him at an 85.7% save percentage, and Manzi, 16 shots and 1 goal allowed, puts him at 94.1. And a shot of a save right there. Good timing.
Very great timing.
Skidmore gets it off the face-off in their own end. That's up to Saccone. Saccone and Gatto on the far side boards. Jenkins trying to get possession back. Bannister whiffs on the shot in front, and the rebound goes to McQuaid. McQuaid centering pass, nobody there, so it goes off the boards towards Baker, but it's poked away by Stratton. And Bannister puts it back into the offensive end before it goes across the blue line. McQuaid down the near side. Saccone pokes it away. Lakers still in possession, and Flowcare right in front of him. It goes across the blue line. That'll force the reset for Oswego as Baker, Simpson, and Bannister tangled up. Jenkins comes away with it. And McQuaid has it at the wheel for Oswego, and he'll just pass back over to Baker. That's up to Simpson, and Simpson up to Gatto. Gatto looks for the slot, takes a shot, and that one's saved by Aiken. Behind the net, it's Flowcare. Payon jams him into the boards. Bannister has it behind the red line in the offensive end for the Lakers. Bannister loses it over to Warrobe, and Warrobe will pass up to Baker. Baker loses it, and it goes back over to Fudger in the offensive end again for the Lakers, tangled up with Flowcare, and Ergo storms down the near side, gets the puck back for the Lakers in the offensive end as that one wraps around behind the glass and on top of the boards and goes into neutral ice. It'll force a reset for Oswego. Gilmore in possession down the near side. Everybody back on side as Gilmore will dump it back around the boards, and a couple of changes for Oswego. Skidmore with possession. Trying to get out of the zone, knocked down by Ryan. And finally goes out of the zone from Chenevert. And Gilmore will pass it cross ice over to Payon. Payon near the wheel. Payon dumps it on side, and he'll go off for a change as well as Semrad comes on as Aiken way out of crease to pass it over to his man. And Terry can't keep possession of it. Aiken goes back out of the crease again to pass. Long active stretches of play here for Oswego. There's only a minute left in the second. Period that's flown by, not a lot of stoppages. Grenier behind the net. Grenier is lit up by Shane as it's taken back by Zarecki, and it's over to Tang. Tang in neutral ice, goes off the stick of Cooper and back past Manzi. Terry trying to get possession for Skidmore, and it's taken back by Vassilo and the Lakers. Now here comes Vassilo. Vassilo gets it poked by Tang and poked back into the zone by Cooper. Double poke goes over to Troutwine in the near side corner. Horacek trying to get there as well. Horacek and Burke skate in. Baker gets it back in neutral ice again, force another reset as Cohen tries to send it in the zone but goes off the stick of Terry. Just about 17 seconds left here in the second. Horacek on the boards near the Oswego benches. Milberg waves to the camera on the bench, or his teammate, whatever one you want to say it is. And just, I guess we're going to end the second period like this, staring at Brandon Milberg on the bench, and that will do it. What an interesting end to that period. Paulie, I feel like I talked a lot. There was not many stoppages in that period, if any at all. So,
yeah, not much.
Take me away.
I mean, if you look at the last 5 to 10 minutes, the Thoroughbreds are just completely outmatched. I didn't know as if it was because their confidence is lacking. You're down 3 goals, but I mean, crazier things have happened. You have 20 minutes left. Go in to this intermission. I mean, if their coach isn't screaming at them saying, "Wake up," I mean, then I don't know what's being said. They look completely lackadaisical. It looked lazy and sloppy on the Thoroughbreds' part. If you're the Lakers right now, I mean, you've had zone time presence for about half that period, if not just a little more. And even speaking in the first period, you just put in 3 goals. You have 4 right now. The shots on goal keep coming through. A very disappointing period there for the Thoroughbreds. And for the Lakers, I mean, you're just hoping that within the next 20 minutes that you're going to win this one.
Well, let's head on ringside now in the tunnel with Eddie McAlpine, who's joined by Captain Matt McQuaid.
Kenny, I'm here with Lakers captain Matt McQuaid. Matt, you've got a 3-goal lead now heading into the final frame. Talk about the mentality and the mindset going into the last 20 minutes here.
Yeah, right now it's just about we got to keep doing what we're doing. Can't sit back, can't play scared, can't play not to lose here. Just got to keep doing what we're doing, getting pucks in, and we're working the cycle pretty well right now. So we keep getting on there D hard. We should be successful tonight.
And Matt, entering this final period here, it's likely the last game you'll play here in the Deborah F. Stanley Arena. Talk about what it's like playing in front of all these Laker fans and here in Oswego.
Yeah, I mean, it's another great turnout here tonight. We've got the best fans in college hockey for sure. So it makes coming to the rink on every home weekend a lot of fun. I love playing for all the fans here for the last 4 years, and I hope we can see you guys again this year.
And what are you going to tell your guys now going into the locker room with the final 20 minutes? You know, job's not finished, not taking the foot off the gas at all, right?
Yeah, job's not finished here. Everything's hard, everything's north, everything's deliberate and direct here. So that's all we got to do. It's what we've been doing all night, and we just got to stick to it.
All right, Matt, good luck the rest of the way. Thank you. Kenny, Paulie, back to you.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks, Eddie. And Paulie, well said by the captain. Job's not finished.
Job's not finished. I mean, they're going to try and, not necessarily ride his coattails, but that's a guy who's going to try and bring him into this finals match. I mean, you can't really do it without the captain, but right now, man, it's Manzi in between the pipes who's making it look easy. I mean, 1 goal on just 16 shots. Thoroughbreds are going to have to do a lot to try and get back into this one. It's a big hill to climb.
A lot of work to be done by Skidmore to come back in this one. It's 4-1 Lakers after 2 with throw to a quick break. When we come back, it'll be time for the intermission show. We'll see you at the start of the third. You're watching Hockey Night in Oswego right here on WTOP 10.
Welcome back to the DK experience. Go back to your job.
Every NFL fan has played for the last 15 games. They beat.
Writing a letter to the NFL fans? Get out of here with that.
Let me finish. No,
finish.
Stop.
Johnny Manziel, that guy, he's a loser.
No, that's.
Watch the DK experience.
Is there anything interesting happening in here? Joe, is there anything interesting happening in here?
Yes, there is some interesting stuff tonight. We're doing our weather outside.
Oh, okay.
Our
I
quick
don't care.
weather.
Never mind.
Let's see how much idea can come
Hello, everyone, and welcome back on into the Deborah F. Stanley Arena. My name is Lucas McGarry, joined alongside, still, by Michelle Smith and James Fitzpatrick. Guys, it has been an even more fun game than we had thought going into this one. Oswego and Skidmore really battling hard. But let's just get right down into it. It was 3-1 as we ended that first period, and it looked like Skidmore might have had some momentum coming into this second. However, that was just not the case. James, why don't you break down for me what happened with Oswego?
Well, it didn't take long for Oswego to add to their lead. It was Justin Ryan who finds the back of the net. It all started deep in the offensive zone for the Lakers. Turnover after turnover for Skidmore guys. Colin Voslo takes the puck deep. And you see here come the Lakers getting into the zone. This is where it all starts. Ryan misses the net. They started deep. Voslo all the way around the world, working the blue line. Finds Semrad on his off wing, and what a pass all the way across crease to Justin Ryan, who's waiting for that pass to get to him. Backdoor, no chance for Aiken there to make that save, and that's what the Lakers have been doing, working it all around the offensive zone that whole period.
Yeah, it has been the story of the night for the Lakers, just been the crisp and efficient passing that we have been seeing. Really not many mistakes if you are the Lakers. But then for the Thoroughbreds, it was Skidmore who seemed to be a little lackadaisical on offense. Michelle, what did you see there?
I think at this point in the game, they're down 4-1 going into the third and the semifinals. They're more worried about preventing goals than scoring them. They may not think that they can get ahead to take this one home and go into that final round, but I do think that they just want to make the blow a little bit less embarrassing going home tonight.
Yeah, for Skidmore, that's something that I noticed as well. It almost seems like they're trying to prevent goals from being scored against them, then they want to score goals themselves, but that just doesn't seem the case for them right now. Cannot seem to score anything. But as we look further into it, let's take a check at the goalie comparisons for both of these teams. it's been Tommy Aiken, a guy that I had on my Luke's Locks at the beginning. He's got 25 saves right now. However, those 4 goals allowed are killer. And then for Michael Manzi, 16 saves. However, 1 goal allowed. But again, hasn't had much or hasn't faced as much. Manzi, Aiken, James, who do you think is, or who do you see having the better day so far?
Well, you can see right here, Manzi, he's working post to post. He's doing really well on his rebound control, utilizing his glove very well. And Skidmore's been testing his glove all night long. They want to get those rebounds working. You can't get that. You can't get the rebounds if you're going to shoot it right into his glove. Manzi's a very good goaltender when it comes to rebound control. And that's what he's doing best tonight.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And Michelle, if you are the Thoroughbreds, what do you need to do on defense to help out Tommy Aiken, who's having a really good game? But unfortunately, those 4 goals allowed aren't all up to him. It has to do at least a little bit on this Skidmore Thoroughbred defense. So what do you think they need to do to help him increase that saves, or those saves that he has instead of letting the goals in?
I think that as of right now, they're doing the best that they can. Only 1 goal allowed in the last 20, which is pretty good considering 3 in the first. I think that at this point, it does come down to a lot of Oswego shots have gone off the post or been just wide of the net, and I think that has to do with a lot of the pressure coming off of the defense. In this period, if they could keep playing like that, maybe their offense can get some legs under them, get some shots on Manzi, maybe even get another goal or 2, but we'll see.
Yeah, like you said, talking about the post that got hit, there was 3 times that we saw post get knocked in that second period. Shane Baker, Brendan Gilmore, and Matt McQuaid all having very, very close opportunities in this second period that could have, we're going to switch into my next part, changed my Luke's Locks, which are active currently in terms of my over-under goals. We're sitting at 5, so we're good. Both teams cannot score. However, my score prediction was not right, and unfortunately, I have not seen a Brandon Cohen goal. However, Tommy Aiken, I still believe you can rack up some of those saves. But now one more thing I want to talk about. Hobart dominating right now over Cortland. It is a 3-0 lead, and it looks like we might be traveling to the cooler as we're going to take a quick look here in between this Hobart and Cortland game. James, what do you see?
Well, nothing to start this one. A good breakout here by Hobart. It's going to lead to the Tristan facing goal. Looks like a Cortland defender fell. The cross ice pass. Facing takes that pass from Mendelson. Easton the other assist. Great passing there by Hobart. The second goal out of the 3 they've scored so far. It's a power play goal for Hobart. Great puck movement on the right side, going east to west all the way across. Khalil Fontana finishes it on the power play. A great pass across there, and 3-0 goal. That might have been the dagger for Cortland. What a shot by Bauer Morrissey, his second point of the night. The assists go to Khalil Fontana and Arvega Hovespian. Once again, Hobart up 3-0 and looking to head to their first SUNYAC championship.
Yeah, guys, it looks like the Lakers are going to be taking a trip to the cooler next week for the SUNYAC championship, pending a Lakers dub here tonight. But we got to talk about this game going into the third period right now. If you are Skidmore Thoroughbred head coach Michelle, what are you telling your team? Down 3 goals, you have so much that you can fix. What do you think's most precedent?
I'm saying good season, guys. It was a great run because I don't know how they're going to come back against Michael Manzi tonight. Of course, if I was actually in the room, I may be a little bit more optimistic. I might say, pucks in deep. Let's try to get some good shots off and not go out here, not leave here crying. But I don't know. I don't see it happening, and I think the coach might be wise to that as well.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough to beat Manzi. And James, we're going to put you into the shoes of Ed Gosick, one of the greats. I mean, you're up 3 goals. Do you have to let the gas off the pedal, or do you just keep going and try and rack up those goals?
You absolutely keep your gas on the pedal there. You got to know that Skidmore is going to come out of this period hard. That was a pathetic period in that second period there by Skidmore. They could not get out of the zone. They couldn't get any passes up the ice. It was just an absolute brutal period for Skidmore there. If you're at Gosick, you're telling your team, you got to capitalize on anything that comes your way. You got to get your sticks in the lane. You got to block shots like this is a tie game. Don't treat this like a 4-1 game. Otherwise, you're not heading to Hobart next week. Skidmore will.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't say it any better. Skidmore has to make some changes going into this third period. But, folks, that is going to do it from us here. Stick around for the post-game show where we'll be back one more time. But it's going to be Kenny and Paulie next for third period of action right here on WTOP 10.
I saw bread, and I want some bread.
I feel like the amount of work that we get here is very different than a community college. So at my last school, we had at least an essay a week that was due for any given class.
Yeah. Also make you really feeling, because you start in the fall, where it's kind of like, well, still good sport.
If it's hockey,
It's what they score!
it's on Hockey Talk. Join Rob Finger and his panel of guests
Their behavior against easy teams. How do you lose to the Bruins twice?
as they take you through the hockey world.
We welcome you with open arms.
Tune into Hockey Talk, Mondays at 9:30 after East Coast hockey games, only on WTOP.
Oh boy!
Good evening and welcome to Jeopardy. I am your host, Joe.
Hello, Simon.
Joe is at this place. And I'm very concerned to see what Piper's answer is here. Sorry, it's a 98-page rule book.
You guys are stumped still?
Joe, I'm going to sound like a little snob here. It was not founded by Ray Kroc.
Welcome back to the Deborah F. Stanley Ice Arena and Convocation Hall, and welcome back up to the C-League Press Box. I'm Kenny Gerard. That's Paulie Beatty. That's Derek. That's Rob. We got a bunch of people calling games, but we're all swaying away to Sweet Caroline to start off the third period and the final one of regular time. Paulie, there's about a minute and some odd on the clock. Hobart's up 3-0 in the cooler. They're on the road to host the SUNYAC Championship. And for us here, Lakers looking to punch their ticket.
Absolutely, Kenny, and it's going to be a very tough mountain to climb. What are we doing here? It's going to be a very tough mountain to climb here for the Skidmore Thoroughbreds. But for the Lakers, I mean, it's no easy path either. They're not just going to coast around. They're going to play as hard as they have been for the third period. And, I mean, just look at the score, look at the shots. It's been all Oswego basically this entire game. So play your brand of hockey. This is really your game to lose. 3-goal lead, I mean, is very ideal, but there's really no rest for the wicked here, Kenny. And I mean, Oswego just needs to keep it on going.
Well, Paulie, before we get going, if you like action, romance, and highbrow humor, you might want to check out Oh Boy! A show so funny it'll make you say, oh boy, watch only on WTOP 10. Couple ticks left on the clock here, Paulie, as we are set to get underway for the third period between the Skidmore Thoroughbreds and the Oswego State Lakers. 2 3-goal leads in both of the SUNYAC semifinals. Will the Lakers punch their ticket and go back to the dance once again, or will Skidmore get a miracle and take a win in their first year in the SUNYAC? Puck drop has happened, and Skidmore gets it off the opening face-off. Semrad gets it back for Oswego in the the defensive end for the Lakers. Gatto back off the boards. Gatto gets it poked away by Warrobe, and Manzi will come out of the crease again, poke it off the glass, and up to McQuaid. Here comes Matt McQuaid. Zarecki tries to steal it back from Bannister. McQuaid with an open lane shot. Save by Aiken. What a save by Aiken, and saved a wide open goal for the Lakers to make it 5-1. And an almost insurmountable lead, as 3 is plenty enough, and Aiken keeps Skidmore in this thing. Simpson down the near side will wrap it around. Aiken out of crease. He will stop it, give it up to Zarecki. Aiken gets pushed from behind by Gatto, and he gets a check from Aiken from the stick. And Stratton gets it onside, but quickly goes back to the Lakers with Baker.
I mean, wow, just a great, he's getting tested really early in this one, Aiken, and a great save there. Matt McQuaid on a breakaway. He had a goal last game, but nothing here tonight.
Fudger loses that one to Flowcare. And Flowcare will take it into neutral ice and pass it up. Here comes Skidmore now on a bit of a rush, and Flowcare can't get a stick on it. Simpson pokes it away, And Skidmore with possession of the offensive end, stolen back by Simpson and knocked across the blue line. Saccone will get it back in neutral ice for Skidmore. Saccone back around the boards. That'll be chased down by Terry. Simpson meets him there. Simpson and Terry on the backboards. Backboard battle for the puck. That one comes out for the Lakers with Baker. Baker gets it poked away by Fogu. And Fogu takes a shot. That one goes high of the net. And that one is up to Russell in neutral ice. Russell will give it back up to Saccone. Saccone gets it across the blue line to Terry. Terry to Tang, and it goes off the back of his skate and knocked down by Simpson. And the Lakers take it back. Pass off the glass is up past Horacek. Horacek will be chased by Saccone. And Russell gets there first for Skidmore as Horacek will hug Russell into the glass. Students pounding on the glass in the student section. A very lively crowd for the SUNYAC semifinal. Terry will pass it up, and here come the Thoroughbreds once again. There's a shot that goes back off the backboard. And it's taken back for a second there from Waltman, but Bala gets it in the corner, back around the boards again. That one's knocked down by Jenkins. Jenkins trying to poke it back in, and the Lakers do get possession back. Skidmore need to make chances here early, just a few minutes off the clock, but every minute crucial for this Thoroughbreds team. They want to move on to the SUNYAC finals. Gilmore pass off the boards, and Troutwine gets there for Skidmore, and Oswego gets a couple to change on the ice as Gilmore tries to poke it away. Under the stick of Waltman, Vassilo has it now for Oswego. Vassilo passes it quite literally off of Troutwine and back towards Aiken as Mauser gets a poke at it and gets out of the zone. And Oswego will chase it back with Cooper, and it's over to Semrad.
And again, it's the same storyline we're seeing. Skidmore does not have the puck most of the time, and it looks like they're really relaxed. They're trying to get something here, but a great save there by Aiken just to freeze it.
You got to get one play-by-play in there, Paulie, huh? Well, nevertheless, nice save from Aiken. And we'll get a face-off. What would probably be the far side, it will be, far side face-off circle of the Skidmore zone. 16:50 left to go. Again, still 3-0 out in the cooler. And it's 4-1 here in the Deb. Hobart, the national champions, trying to win their first SUNYAC championship ever because they've never been in the SUNYAC, and that goes the same for Skidmore. Cooper sets it up in front. McQuaid can't get it off. Nice defensive stop there from Warrobe, from the captain, and not allow McQuaid to get the shot off. Captain on captain, and Warrobe gets the better McQuaid in that one.
Oh yeah, McQuaid definitely wanted that one. I mean, again, like we said, he had a goal in last Wednesday's game, and he wants something here, but just still hasn't gotten on the stat sheet yet.
Spalding knocks it down and takes it back. Shane can't get a handle on it. McQuaid will pass up to Bannister. Bannister takes out the face-off circles, takes it back along the boards down to McQuaid in the corner. McQuaid takes a shot and can't get it in front to Gatto in time. He whiffs on the wide open centering pass, but will not get it to go. So Jenkins gets it back off the rebound. He'll clear it all the way across. Manzi watched it go, and now the icing will be blown. So again, we talked earlier on about possible SUNYAC championships. But let's talk about some missed opportunities, Paulie. Let's look at the replay brought to you by Wanzone's Calzone. The night's not complete without a Tomcat.
I mean, the Lakers know where each other are. They're just not connecting on a lot of passes. We saw in basically a 1-minute montage back in the second period, and right there, Gato couldn't get a pass from McQuaid right on the doorstep. So missed opportunities, but still, they're up by 3. There's a lot of missed opportunities there from Skidmore, but they can't get it out of their own zone.
As you say it, the Thoroughbreds get it out of their own zone. Simpson now has a neutral ice. They'll wrap it around the top of the boards. That thing was flying around as it gets down onto the ice for Baker, and it's up to Jenkins. Jenkins over to Zarecki. Zarecki sets it up for Jenkins. Jenkins takes a shot but can't get it off. Still loose in front. Manzi spun all the way around, and nobody there for the puck. Could have been a good shot there for Skidmore. A missed opportunity there for the Thoroughbreds. Speaking of missed opportunities, Baker has it on the near side up to Simons. Simons to the blue line, loses it for a second, and it's taken back by Stratton. Stratton pass over to Baker. Baker takes a shot. That goes in the chest of Manzi, and he finally frees it. A couple of bounces in front of him, but gets a nice stoppage.
And wow, I mean, Stratton just way to keep with the play. He kind of lost control of it at first, but then he was able to take another shot. This is the guy who had 3 assists last game versus Plattsburgh, and we'll take a look there. And one of the plays just right through the crease with Manzi completely turned around. Skidmore was able to stay with it just for a little bit before they got it right into the chest of him.
Gilmore gets it off the face-off, and it goes across the blue line out of the Oswego end, and it's going to be chased down by Burke on the near side. Burke looks for a shot, sets it, takes it, and it's frozen and saved by Aiken. And I thought he had a good one there from Ovi's office.
I mean, absolutely. Oh, he's office. That's awesome. But, I mean, Burke just kind of hesitates just a little bit trying to get a shot off. Aiken was definitely anticipating one. He kind of moved just a little bit, but stayed with it just enough to get the save. And, again, I mean, nothing to shy away from. Aiken's been really good, but also has let some by. Didn't let that one go by.
Face-off goes to the Lakers in the offensive end with Payon. As Cohen will wrap it back around the boards. Burke gets there behind the netminder, and it's over to Horacek. Horacek back off the boards. And front shot is high and over the net. Rebound is knocked away by Troutwine, but the Lakers get it back with Burke into the corner, over to Gilmore. Gilmore takes behind the red line. Gilmore looks for wraparound, decides to keep it himself. Gilmore, backhand pass over to Horacek, who passes over to Cohen. Cohen at the circle. Cohen gets boarded hard by Troutwine. No call there. He goes head first into the glass. Crowd lets him hear it as Payon has it now up near the blue line. Payon takes a shot, goes wide right of the net. And Russell will get it out of the zone for the Thoroughbreds and try to get it down to the offensive end. Payon takes it through neutral ice, back over to Grenier. Grenier looks for a pass. Ryan in front. Shot, save, Payon backhander, loose in front, and oh, what a save by Aiken. And it bounces straight into his chest.
You know, a lot of pucks flying everywhere. Aiken, great awareness just to try and keep it out of the net, not to make this a 5-1 lead for Oswego. We'll take a look at the replay here, brought to you by Juan Zones. Right on the doorstep, there was the first shot, and a loose puck still right to the left of Aiken was centered, and then it looked like it was clogged up between a couple of the Thoroughbreds, but one of the Lakers got a stick on it trying to force it right through, but Aiken said no way and denies the 5th goal of the game for the Lakers.
Zarecki gets it up to Spalding. Spalding off the glass, up towards Ryan. Ryan gets a stick on it, taken back. Here's a shot for Warrobe in front, and it goes just wide of the crease as Semrad gets it back off the rebound. Semrad will try to get out of the zone and gets it up, knocked down by Zarecki. Vassilo couldn't get there in time. Grenier takes a poke at the bouncing puck, and Grenier will try to wrap it around. Aiken comes out of net and will pass it up to Shane. Let's go Lakers, ringing through the Deb as that puck gets bounced up high into the air. And as Bala will just try to wrap it back around. Aiken comes out of the crease again. Aiken looks for a pass, keeps it for a little while as McQuaid was storming down. And Jenkins gets it down the near side, up to Stratton. Stratton makes a move at the blue line. Stratton gets it poked by Gilmore. Stratton takes it into the corner. Stratton down the near side. Stratton can't get there. Jenkins has it again, and it's up to Gatto. Gatto takes it away. Gatto makes a move near Flowcare. Flowcare trying to poke it away, and Flowcare takes it away for Skidmore. Bannister trying to take a poke at it. McQuaid gets a stick on it too, and it's over to Gatto on the near side. Gatto to Bannister, and that one is going to be an offside. Well, movie lovers rejoice. Blake and Owen are casual movies fans who talk about everyone's favorite film, franchises on Be Kind and Rewind. They will rank your box office favorite. Find out only on WTOP Time.
What's your favorite movie, Kenny?
Oh, that's a toughie, man. I want to say Miracle on Ice, but...
there you go. Maybe, who knows, Skidmore maybe get a Miracle on Ice themselves.
Feels right to say.
I like the B movie.
That's a great choice. Simons gets it off the face-off, looks for a backhand shot, can't get it off in time as he's guarded by Flowcare. Baker over to Simpson. Simpson takes a shot, way too much traffic in front of the crease as Baker will wrap it back around. Payon. Fudger under the net for it. Fudger takes a stab at it, but is behind the net. Ergo gets almost hit right in the teeth. And Fudger gets it again. Pass stolen away. That one, Chenevert. Chenevert will pass over to Warrope. Warrope tries to get it back over to Chenevert as Simpson gets there. Back around the boards up to Ryan. And Russell has it neutral ice for Skidmore. That's over to Troutwine. Troutwine sends it around the boards again. There's a shot from Fogu. And it's saved by Manzi. Back up the Troutwine near the blue line. Good offensive pressure here from Skidmore. Troutwine tries to skate in front. Stolen away by Fudger. Fudger cross ice to Cohen. Cohen takes it across the blue line. Cohen back over to Fudger. Fudger and Troutwine going for the puck. And Troutwine gets to it. Spalding has it. Spalding's pass goes a little wide. Troutwine gets possession. And it's up to Rice. Rice. This one's blown dead. Offsides on the Thoroughbreds.
And that's not what you want if you're Skidmore. You have the momentum going back your way and then just gets caught offside. Tough break for them there. But again, Oswego has been looking at a lot of time in their own zone. Thoroughbreds really needed that one not to go offside, but just another little mistake that is going to cost them a little bit, even though they're going to have the face-off nearing Manzi rather than Aiken.
Warrobe and Burke for the face-off, and it goes to the Thoroughbreds. Rice takes a shot, and that one's off the stick of Manzi and back up into the glass. Cohen goes for it as well, and here comes Burke. Burke off to Horacek. Horacek down the near side. Horacek gets it poked by Zarecki and back around the boards. Shane and Burke now going for it. There's a hit from Cohen on Zarecki, and Warrobe tries to get it, stolen away again by Burke. Up to Grenier, who passed over to Bala. Bala takes a shot, that one goes just wide. Shane gets it back off the rebound. Shane loses it, falls into the netting, and stolen away by Grenier. Here's a chance for Lakers, centering pass, shot goes high. Good chance there for Ryan, and the shot just goes a touch high for the Lakers. Grenier will take it back behind the red line, going for it again. Grenier back over to Bala. Bala and Zarecki on the glass, and it's taken back again by the Lakers to Grenier. Grenier in front, sets it up, backhand shot goes wide and out of the crease, as Spalding will get it out of the zone and send it all the way across the wheel towards Bala in the Oswego end. Bala and Jenkins were going for it. And here's a chance now for Ryan up front. Ryan looks for a shot. He takes it. That one's saved by Aiken. Payon sets up. Vasilo takes a shot, goes wide.
A lot of good opportunities still for the Lakers. Couldn't capitalize.
Vasilo, face-off circle. Over to Bannister. McQuaid shot. Glove save from Aiken. And a bunch of nice saves there for Aiken, Paulie.
I mean, absolutely. That was what a series of events. It was going all over the place on the boards. Oswego just absolutely suffocating the Skidmore offense into turnovers. Those turnovers seem to almost turn into points, but they just can't get it there. There was a shot right in front of Aiken that did not go. It went right over him. Lucky to have that one not be a couple feet down from where it ended up going. But, I mean, Oswego just keeping the tempo, trying to keep it in their own zone.
Lakers scrambling back after the faceoff. Here's Stratton now. Stratton looks for a lane, poked out of the zone by Semrad, and back towards Milberg on the bench. Gatto loses it to Jenkins. Jenkins will pass back. Poked by McQuaid. Stratton comes down for it. Semrad gets a skate on it, and Semrad will get it behind the red line for Oswego on the offensive end. Semrad at the faceoff circle. Can't get it to go as Saccone seals it back. Past Stratton. Bannister trying to get a stick on it. Goes down. And over to Baker. Baker has it now for Skidmore. Baker spun around up to Bannister for Oswego. Back to McQuaid. Bannister keeps it through his legs. And Bannister pass behind Gatto. Wraps around for a shot. Redirect from McQuaid won't go. And Russell will get it away from the crease for Skidmore.
What a play that almost was, Kenny. I mean, a centering pass that didn't even look like it should have went there. But Oswego had yet another chance to try and get it in through the doorstep. Couldn't connect.
Fudger will take it down into the Skidmore end as Aiken way out of the crease again. Has to get back towards the net as Fudger with possession. Guarded by Troutwine. Troutwine hits Fudger. And it goes into neutral ice. That'll force a reset as Ergo dumps it back into the zone. And Aiken will come out to pass it back over to Russell.
A lot of gutsy plays by these goaltenders coming off the crease, Kenny. It could really cost them, even though the Lakers are up by 3.
Troutwine wraps it around the boards. That's over to Terry. Up top to Zarecki. Zarecki over to Troutwine. Troutwine looks for a shot, and it's blocked by Horacek. And that one goes high and sails way over the netting and onto the stairs in the far side corner.
That's the furthest puck I've seen, but, I mean, a lot of good movement there by the Thoroughbreds. I mean, if they just kept doing that all game, no fault to their offense, but, I mean, the Oswego defense is just that good. I mean, for every Skidmore player they have, it's not like, it doesn't look like they're playing zone. It looks like they're playing more like man defense. I mean, for every Thoroughbred that's on the ice, a Laker is right next to him. But when the Oswego State Lakers are in their own offensive zone, I mean, it looks backed off there by the Thoroughbreds.
Cohen behind the net, trying to get it back in front. There's a shot, and it goes in! And that's a goal for Warrobe and Skidmore, and they cut the lead in half. It's now only 2.
And, I mean, that's going to be the captain right there, Warrobe, cutting it in half. And, I mean, that's exactly what they needed. 8:34 left in this one. This game is not over. They really needed that. We're going to take a look at the replay here. Basically, right off of the face-off, it's going to be tucked right by the net, and Warrobe just gets a stick on it, taps it right in, and Manzi kind of wants that one back. He was hugging the pipe, but, I mean, Warrobe just finds it. And, I mean, what a momentum starter for the Thoroughbreds.
Well, Thoroughbreds now only down 2 against Oswego. With 8:30 left to go. Plenty of time to mount a comeback, and the Lakers plenty of time to mess it up as the tripping call is going to come against the Thoroughbreds. And a power play for Oswego.
And that's going to definitely be tripping or hooking on one of the Thoroughbreds. As we look at the line judge here, and it's going to be exactly that. One of the Thoroughbreds going on. We've said how lethal the Oswego State Lakers are going to be on the power play. So we're going to take a look at it right here. Baker just gets the stick right in between the legs of one of the Lakers and slides right into the boards. It's going to be that one on Ryan. So number 18 on number 18. Yet again, the Oswego State Lakers on the power play. They had 3 power play goals against Buff State on their first power play of the day. Let's see what they can do here.
Bannister down to Fudger. Oswego on the power play for the first time tonight. Haven't really needed them, but again, having one of the best in the country would put them at 4th place right now with 30.3% conversion percentage on the power play this season for the Lakers. 84.2% PK, though, for Skidmore. Nothing to scoff at for the Thoroughbreds. A very good penalty kill unit. Oswego now only up 2 on Skidmore. Over halfway done here in the third. Poking at it is Fudger and McQuaid, and it finally pops out to McQuaid. And McQuaid will pass over to Bannister, goes behind him, gets it off the boards at the face-off circle, looks for a lane to shoot, doesn't take it, passes it back to Baker. Baker takes a shot, too much traffic, blocked and knocked out of the zone by Saccone.
Great start there by the Thoroughbreds, even though it was in Oswego, or rather their own zone. They kept it on the board for about 40 seconds into the power play, only just a minute left.
McQuaid over to Horacek, back over to Gatto. Gatto up top to Baker. Baker, that's over to Bannister, looks down the slot for a shot. He'll take it, goes high. McQuaid gets a poke at it as well, kept onside by Baker, almost gets poked away, and stolen back by the Thoroughbreds, loses it, and knocked out of the zone by Zarecki. And Baker will chase it back into the zone, and they'll set up with 42 seconds left of the power play. Vassilo with possession. Vassilo will wrap it over to Horacek, back up to Burke. Burke looks for a lane to take it. Takes a shot, goes high off the glass, and back down over to Cohen. Cohen sends it over to Vassilo, up top to Payon. Back over to Burke, cross ice to Cohen. Great movement here from the Lakers. That's up to Payon. Payon shot, puck still loose in front. Trying to get it back are the Lakers, and they get there before it can be cleared out of the zone. It's Burke. Burke sends it down to Horacek. Horacek up along the glass, back to Burke. Sets it up in front over to Cohen on the far side face-off circle. And Cohen passes down to Vassilo. Vassilo looks for a shot, sends it down low. Back up to Cohen as Skidmore scores! And I was about to say, Skidmore returns to full strength and they don't care. Lakers score 5-2 Oswego.
And it wasn't quite on the power play, but it does not matter. It was Brandon Cohen as soon as the Thoroughbreds came back to even strength. A lot of good precision passes, and it was Horacek to get it right to Cohen, just to the right of Aiken. And my goodness, just threaded the needle. Aiken was ready for it, but then right through the 5-hole he goes. 3-goal lead back here for the Lakers.
And Oswego takes the 5-2 lead over Skidmore, looking for a wraparound shot. Puck bouncing near the crease, can't get it away, doesn't go, and frozen by Manzi. And Skidmore almost responded instantly. And as I was saying, I was about to go, Skidmore returns to full strength. And as soon as I was about to say it, it goes Skidmore, score. So Oswego scores, not on the power play, but just after as they were returning back to full strength. So won't count as a power play goal, but nevertheless 5-2 Oswego.
I mean, I was about to say, that looked like the best defense the Thoroughbreds have had all night. But speaking of defense, I mean, you see Manzi right here just keeping with the puck. He got bounced up right in front of him, didn't really know where it was, freezes it. So great plays on both sides of the ice here for the Lakers.
Face off in the Oswego end on the near side. It's Jenkins and now Gatto as McQuaid jumped. Jenkins talks to the ref, puck drops. Jenkins can't get there, Gatto boxes him out. And Bannister gets there after the face off. And Bannister will pass up to McQuaid. McQuaid knocks down the puck at the blue line. McQuaid looks for a lane to pass, nobody there. Wraps it back, stolen away by the Thoroughbreds with Jenkins. Jenkins takes it across the wheel into the offensive end for Skidmore. Jenkins back around the boards, over to Stratton. Down the near side over to Waltman. Shot from Russell goes wide off the back boards and over to McQuaid. And McQuaid gets it off the rebound. McQuaid looks for a pass, keeps it himself. McQuaid down to the near side corner. Aiken out of net and over to Russell. Russell will just dump it all the way down. Manzi will watch it go. Ergo will get it back. Ergo up to Simpson. Simpson pass off the glass. Goes closer to Zarecki as he pokes on it in front of Simons. And Fudger will get it on the far side boards. Crowd cheering as Brandon Cohen is announced as the goal scorer for the 5th goal for Oswego on the night. Zarecki down over to Simons. Simons back on the boards, taken back by Zarecki, but it goes past him. You see him shrug as it goes into neutral ice and will force the reset.
We just saw on your screen the back of the Thoroughbreds goaltender. I mean, it may not be too soon to pull him with just under 5 minutes left to go.
Simpson with possession, goes back into neutral ice, and Waltman gets there into the offensive end. Spalding can't get a handle on it. It gets poked back out of the zone. And it's taken back by Tang, and the Thoroughbreds. It goes down to a knee, but gets back on his skates. And Skidmore will go for a full change. Again, keeping an eye on Aiken. It is definitely not too early to pull him at this point, down 3 goals. The ref gets in the way of that puck being cleared out of the zone. And Skidmore with possession. Here's a shot down the slot, goes wide. Good shot there from Terry. Now it's up to Flocare. Flocare scores! And Skidmore answers right back. 5-3 Laker lead.
And the Thoroughbreds are not done yet. And Flocare takes a page out of the Lakers' book, sending one from the blue line in front of some heavy traffic. It looked like it could have gotten tipped en route to Manzi, and he just lets that one go. It's a 2-goal game here as we're going to take a look at the replay by our friends at Wanzones Calzones. And it's just going to be the handshake from Flocare. I mean, Manzi couldn't get to that one, obviously. Banks off the backboards, and then Flocare just keeps it in, shoots it, and Manzi just frozen on the ice. And what a goal there from Flocare. Obviously, we saw him score the goal in the Pete Sears retirement game earlier on. And now it's a little bit of conversation time for the Thoroughbreds.
Well, let's send it down ringside now to Eddie McAlpine with more. Eddie, take it away.
Thanks, Kenny. What a game we have so far now in the final minutes of the 3rd period. The Skidmore Thoroughbreds are clawing back just as it looked like the Lakers were going to run away with this one. Mitchell Floker strikes for the Skidmore Thoroughbreds, making it a 5-3 game. We've still got so much more hockey to be played. I want to take you back down to Geneva, where the Hobart Statesmen are currently taking on the Cortland Red Dragons, and they are starting to run away with that one. They have a 3-goal lead over the Red Dragons with about 8 minutes left in the 3rd period. They have outshot their opponent 58-18. A dominant showing from the SUNYAC 1 seed, a potential SUNYAC matchup here between the Hobart Statesmen and the winner of this game. With about 4 minutes left in the Deborah F. Stanley Arena, we'll see who the winner is in just a few minutes. For now, Eddie McAlpine, back to you, Kenny.
Thanks, Eddie, and he said it best. We're soon to find out who is going to the SUNYAC finals from here in Oswego, and the Lakers' lead has been cut down to 2 in Skidmore. Man, they are putting up a fight against these Lakers, huh?
Absolutely. It's Rob Hutchinson in his 10th season as the Thoroughbreds head coach called that timeout and was basically saying, look, it's a game now, boys. 5-2, or 5-3 rather, you're only down 2. Space the puck out, try and get some shots on net, and if we have to, we got to pull Aikens, even though he's been a stonewall for the last couple minutes here.
Definitely time to keep an eye on Aikens. He is far out of the crease waiting, and you can tell they're going to pull him soon. That's back over to Shane, and obviously Skidmore needing to get it into the offensive end to get him out of there, and here almost comes Aiken. He goes right back. As we got possession back, Aiken was about halfway up on his high horse to get out of there and did not work out for him. So back into the offensive end for Oswego. Lakers going to effectively end this thing by just keeping it in the offensive end with just about 3:40 left to go here.
They're doing a perfect job right now, but refs actually call the whistle.
Refs want to see them play, Paulie. It's the SUNYAC semifinals. Boys, we're not freezing up against the boards. We're playing hockey.
Absolutely. You got 3:39 left on the clock, and they're just saying, boys, we got to play. So the Thoroughbreds are going to get a change, as are the Lakers. It's going to be in their own zone, but, I mean, you saw it. You almost saw Aiken go right to the bench, but stolen away by the Lakers, kept him right back there. So going to have a face-off in the neutral zone. I mean, the Thoroughbreds need to win this one. It's a must-win to try and get the goalie out of the crease.
Skidmore gets it off the face-off. Russell will pass over to Troutwine. Aiken watches on to see if he can go, and here goes Aiken. Aiken now heading to the bench, stops again, waiting, going. Now goes Aiken. Aiken is off the ice, empty net, and it's 6-on-5 for the Thoroughbreds. Baker with it now behind the net. Down 2, can they pull it off and make a comeback? Troutwine keeps it on sides. Troutwine over to Russell. Russell looks for a lane to shoot. Instead, passes over to Troutwine. Troutwine sends it down in front. Bannister gets there, has possession. Spalding knocks it down, so does Russell. And into neutral ice, it'll force the reset. Troutwine gets possession. McQuaid trying to poke and get the empty netter. Puck still loose. Payon chases for it. Payon with possession off the glass. Over to McQuaid. McQuaid looks for a lane. He can't take it. And stolen right back by Waltman. And Troutwine with possession for Skidmore. Spalding sends it all the way across. Skidmore goes for a quick change in front of Manzi. Bounces behind him. No one knew where it was for a second as Bannister takes a poke at it. And it's back up to Flocare. Flocare takes a shot. Too much traffic in front. Shane back around the boards over to Stratton. Stratton can't get there. Off the boards, Flocare keeps it on sides for Skidmore. Flocare shot blocked by Ergo. And that one does go across the blue line, off sides, and it'll force a face-off in neutral ice near the blue line of the Oswego zone, and still the empty net with just north of 2 minutes left. Paulie, it's going to be a good finish.
That was a monumental block there by Mike Ergo, just sacrificing his body in front of Flocare's shot by the blue line. That's how he scored just a couple minutes ago. He tried to double dip on that one, and Ergo, just the body right in front of him, and then a crucial offsides.
Skidmore wins the crucial face-off there to keep their hopes alive. Down to the far side boards, Baker gets possession back for Oswego. Skidmore not going to be able to let them go anywhere with the empty net. And 2 minutes left until someone punches their ticket to SUNYAC Finals. That one goes to neutral ice. In a skate race, here comes Cohen. Shane gets there first. Cohen chases on the back check behind Shane. And it's into the offensive end. Burke knocks it back out of the zone. That'll force the reset again. Shane over to Jenkins. That's going to be offsides as Rice did not get back in time. And a minute 44 left to go. Another face-off and another offsides on Skidmore. Horrible mistake there for Skidmore, and it just doesn't seem like it's someone's fault directly. Just was not able to get it that quick in transition.
I mean, they're just anticipating to try and get into the zone. They know that they can stay there, but just a lot of mental mistakes as we'll look at this replay right here. It wasn't, it might have been Flocare, just escape, but then you see on the left side of your screen, tried getting back. One of the Thoroughbreds was not.
Couple of Thoroughbreds offsides.
It was, oh my goodness, the replay was zooming out and I just kept seeing more, Kenny, my goodness.
Skidmore wins the face-off again, back into the offensive end. Semrad and Gilmore chase it. Gilmore back around the boards. Bannister takes a stab at it and kept on sides by Troutwine. Troutwine taking a poke at it. Minute 30 left to go in this one. Skidmore needing 2 in 90 seconds. Russell takes a shot, goes high. Off the glass, Manzi lays on it and freezes it. And a nice stop from Manzi, and we'll get another face-off in the Laker end.
They're trying to get bounces in this arena, but the Lakers know as better as anyone. And Manzi just looking right behind him and saw the puck land right in front of him, freezing on it. They're going to take a face-off right by him, so Thoroughbreds really need this one.
Keys jingling in the arena. Fans telling Skidmore it's over. It's definitely not over with a minute 20 and an empty net. Flocare over to Jenkins. Jenkins at the face-off circle takes the shot, goes high and up and in between the one loose part of the netting. No, it stayed inside, actually. I'm very surprised that bounced back. Paulie, I can't do it anymore. There's always something weird going on.
I know. We've seen a lot of stuff today, Kenny. I mean, it's a couple firsts for all of us, but, I mean, the Thoroughbreds are going to need to kick it into high gear right now. 1:14 left on the clock. I mean, this is their season. It is on the line right now. They're down by 2. Really, anything is possible here. They just need to start by winning the face-off.
Cleared out of the zone. Puck bouncing is not on target for the net. So Shane will get there for Skidmore. For those tracking the game at home, Hobart is taking a 4-0 lead over Cortland with less than 3 minutes to go. So it looks effectively like that shot. In! Justin Ryan gets the empty netter, and the Lakers are headed back to the SUNYAC Finals.
And they can ride this one home. They were at the 18th furlong, and they are coming back around. Justin Ryan to ice this one. We'll take a look at the replay. As easy as that. On his own side, Justin Ryan, a little dribbler that goes right in. And if you remember the Pete Sears game, it ended off on a Tommy Bannister empty net. Little shades from earlier on this season. And the Lakers can ride this one with just under a minute left to the SUNYAC championship, Kenny.
Another chance at it. Hobart looks to be heading there as well, and it's going to be a battle of a couple of heavyweight teams. Hobart, who has not lost all season long, has a 66-game home winning streak, already broken the NCAA record, are looking to win their first SUNYAC championship. Mancy gets poked in the eye down in the crease, but gets right back up as he had the gate in front of him. And on the other end for Oswego, they're looking to go back-to-back in the SUNYAC championship. That'll be happening Saturday, March 7th at 7 p.m. in Geneva, New York, in the Cooler. Lakers are finishing off their season here in the Deb. Here's a chance for Skidmore, and it gets poked away and over to McQuaid. 15 seconds till Oswego is heading back to the SUNYAC finals. Skidmore passing it around, and Oswego has possession, and they will hold it. McQuaid chirping down near the bench with Day, and just a couple more ticks off the clock, and the Oswego State Lakers are heading back to the SUNYAC championship to take on the Hobart Statesmen.
Kenny, it's called the SUNYAC for a reason, and they will have a SUNY school represented in the SUNYAC championship. Skidmore, the new kids on the block with Hobart, and what a season both of them had. But the Lakers are going back for the second time in just as many years. And my goodness, what a path they have had behind them and now in front of them. The undefeated Hobart Statesmen are the only ones that come between the Lakers and back-to-back SUNYAC championships.
In back-to-back years, Oswego is heading for gold in the SUNYAC, but they have got a tough opponent in Hobart to take on the Statesmen. Again, undefeated this year, had a perfect regular season, and clearly have been perfect in the playoffs if they made the championship. So they have huge opponents to take on in Hobart. That game will be March 7th, next Saturday at 7 p.m. in Geneva, New York, in the Cooler. And it's going to be a good one for the SUNYAC championship. Oswego looking to repeat as champions. And for Hobart, first year in, looking to get their first win of the conference.
And the Lakers right now, we're just going to want to enjoy this one. They know the behemoth that they have in front of them to try and take down. Hobart, for the last couple years, have not lost a single game, not just home, not just away. Every single game they have won. And Oswego is just looking to remain on the throne. Again, they had the magic last year with all those freshmen, but now those freshmen are sophomores, and they can show you what they can do. They're going right back. A good game there and a good late surge by Skidmore. I mean, you can't really say it enough. Skidmore, not the best game that they had, but they made it just a little bit more interesting within the last couple periods and the last couple minutes. But at that point, it was too far gone, and the Lakers are looking to form the circle just around the wheel, give their fans one more celebration at home, as they will not be coming here next week. But at least they give their fans a final farewell for the 2025-2026 season.
And Laker faithful cheering on Oswego one last time in 2026 and the 2025 season. And covering the 3 stars of the game, Jesse Horacek comes in at the 3-star of the game with a pair of assists and a couple of points on the board. The 2 stars, Colin Vassalo will get the 2-star for Oswego. And Justin Ryan gets the 1-star of the game, who had the end goal at the empty net to take home the victory and punch their ticket back to the SUNYAC championship. What a season it's been for Oswego. And in a revamped SUNYAC, you really didn't know what to expect, Paulie.
I mean, you really didn't. You know that some good teams are coming into your division, and you're just thinking, you know what, we've done this before. We were able to do it once. Why can't we do it again? But like we were saying, it is now, even though it's 1 and 2, it is David versus Goliath in this one, and Oswego's going to need a lot of prep for next week.
Well, I set it down on the ice. Eddie McAlpine is joined by a few Lakers. Eddie, take it away.
Thanks, Kenny. I'm here with the stars of the game for the Lakers. I've got Justin Ryan, Colin Vassalo, and Brandon Cohen alongside me. Justin, I'll start with you. 2 goals in a very important game, the SUNYAC semifinals, ultimately leading your team to victory here. Talk about what that means to you tonight.
I mean, it means everything, but it's a team sport. The team played unreal. It was a full 60-minute game.
And Colin, I was talking to you the other day. You were excited to tell me you got a new stick. And tonight it was hot. 3 assists on the night for you. What's it like feeding your guys out there and just playing alongside these guys?
The boys make it easy, and, it's fun. It's good.
And Brandon, you're a senior. You killed the Skidmore momentum there and scored a goal in your last game here in the Deborah F. Stanley Arena. Talk about what it's like playing in front of all these Laker fans.
Well, first of all, I'm actually a sophomore, so I got a couple of years left. But it was a huge goal, and all I can think about is the next game. So we're going to move on, enjoy tonight, and think about next Saturday against Hobart.
Absolutely. Gentlemen, celebrate tonight. I just want to tell you right now, I'll be the first one. Hobart has a 4-goal lead over Cortland with just a few minutes left in that game. So the likely SUNYAC championship matchup will be the Oswego Lakers and the Hobart Statesmen. Go celebrate. Enjoy the win, gentlemen, and congratulations.
Thank you.
For the final time, I'm Eddie McElhine. Back to you, Kenny and Pauly.
Thanks, Eddie, and welcome back up to the press box. And we're just have the game on down here, keeping track. There was a bunch of talking at the bench, clearly a couple penalties being assessed. So Hobart up 4-0 with 1:34. Seems to be that the game will be in Geneva, New York. Pauly, another SUNYAC championship in Hobart for Oswego this time.
I mean, it's going to be a different scene, obviously. Last year, hosting it in the Deb against Plattsburgh, but you know what? They've been here before. They have no doubt in their mind that they can do it again. But like we were saying, Hobart, I mean, just an absolute juggernaut. They're going to have to do a lot of prep to be ready for them.
Absolutely. And before we sign off, I'd like to say we're probably the first people to tell you we are going to attempt to cover the game in Geneva, New York. And we will be trying to go down to Hobart and cover the SUNYAC championship. Hopefully, we will try to provide that for you guys. But, Pauly, it's been a great 4 years for me. This is it. Man, I'm a senior. I guess I'm done. I just want to thank everybody in WTOP 10. You guys have been great. All the people I used to know here that have graduated, all the people that are here now, people in the control room, all my fellow seniors. I appreciate all of you. This is my last time here at the Deb calling a game. I appreciate all of you guys for all the time you give me. I want to thank all my friends, my family, my parents, my girlfriend. It's been great. So, this is it.
I mean, this connection has been real. I would not have done this if it was not for this guy right here. I mean, I've only been here for 3 years, but doing this for the last 2 years, I mean, I couldn't have done it with a better person. Just want to give another good shout out to the director of this one, Dylan Zielinski, another senior, and all the seniors that we have in WTOP, who this may be the last broadcast in the Deb. Just want to say thank you guys so much for not only giving me the opportunity, but for always doing this for yourself, and you guys are going to make it very far one day, and I'm so proud of you guys. So proud. I feel like Unc. I feel like Grandpa. I love you guys so much. This has been a treat. This has been a treat. I love it.
And I saw Lucas McGarry wave. Don't worry, Lucas. We didn't forget you over there.
Yeah, him too.
Lucas, you too. You guys have been all phenomenal this year. It's been a pleasure to be GM too. I'm trying to drag this on. Oh my God, he said in my ear about DeMars. DeMars. For those, okay, you guys don't get to see what goes on in the control room.
No idea.
We're just talking. We're rambling. Michael DeMars is our graphics operator today, and Michael DeMars has brought to you guys all these new graphics you've been seeing. He is phenomenal. He's a senior. He's graduating. He's our VP Creative Services. DeMars, you don't get the love you deserve, man. Congrats to you, dude. You've done phenomenal. We really appreciate you. And now I've dragged it long enough. Hobart has officially won over Cortland 4-0. So the game will be in Geneva, New York, 4-0. Hobart wins. Oswego in Hobart. That's all I got. I'm done rambling. For the final time on WTOP 10 here in the Deb, I've been Kenny Gerard. This is Paul Beatty. We'll see you for the postgame show.
Well, Kenny, thank you very much for that beautiful send-off of all the seniors. Me and James ourselves also being seniors, so this will be our last post-game show. But with that is Lucas McGarry, Michelle Smith, and James Fitzpatrick. And we had a very, very fun third period of action between the Oswego State Lakers and the Skidmore Thoroughbreds. So let's just get right into it. I mean, we had one final period of play, and the Lakers are up 4-1. Big time scoring for them. But unfortunately for them, it was Skidmore who had started off hot, and it would be Warab with a big-time goal, beating Manzi. And Aiton of the Skidmore Thoroughbreds kept them alive for a decent amount of time. However, Brandon Cohen, my player pick. I was super, super happy when Brandon Cohen scored this goal because it was my only Luke's lock that unfortunately went on air. It was the only one that was successful Luke's lock for me. So I finished 1-3 in my Luke's locks. There we go. See the graphic one more time. Cohen did score, but yeah, I was wrong twice. So yeah, thank you, Mr. DeMars, for telling everyone that I was wrong. But yeah, it was a fantastic third period. James, what'd you think of those final goals for Skidmore?
Yeah, I mean, Skidmore, I thought, had a very good third period there. I really bashed them about that second period, which I still believe was, the truth and warranted for. But that third period, they came out strong. There were a couple good bounces for them. Their forecheck finally kicked in for that second goal. You see it right here. It's rung around the boards, and Warub is at the side of the net, ready for that pass to put past Michael Manzi. It's great forechecking by Skidmore to get the puck back behind the net there to get that second goal. And then that third goal as well. It was a long shot. They're getting bodies in front of Manzi, which I haven't seen them do all game until that point. That's how you're going to get long shots in on Michael Manzi, whose rebound control is so good that I talked about before. Get bodies in front. They screened Michael Manzi. They got one past. And they really fought back towards the end there with the extra attacker, especially too. They had a couple chances. Unfortunately, they couldn't pot one. And then Justin Ryan put in that empty net, and that was all.
Yeah, speaking of Manzi, let's do a quick little goalie comparison between the two. It was Manzi. That third period, he slipped a little, but he allowed 2 more goals, 20 saves on 3 goals allowed for an .870 save percentage. But on the other side, it was Tommy Aitken, 35 saves. Very, very good day. I was so close with my Luke's locks, but 5 goals allowed for an .875 save percentage. Now, Michelle, it seems like on paper, Manzi did a little bit better, but however, Aitken had a lot more work to do. So who did you think impressed you a little bit more?
I think that Aitken was the MVP as far as goalies go. We know what to expect with Manzi. We're here every weekend watching him play. He's excelling in the crease, and I'll be excited to watch him for the next few years until I graduate, because he is a freshman this year. But Aitken had a better save percentage, and a lot of that comes down to how many shots is the offense getting off. Because if you're not blocking as many shots and you're letting in just as many goals, then your save percentage is going to be a little bit out of whack on paper versus watching the game and seeing the shot count. But Aitken really stood out to me, and we'll see. I'm not sure if he's a senior or not, but if he's not graduating this year, I'll be excited to see him again. Going forward, as well as Michael Manzi.
It was a fantastic day for the Lakers and a 6-3 victory in favor right here in the Deborah F. Standing Leader. But now they have probably the hardest test that they will face the entire season, and it is against a team that they have faced twice already and lost pretty badly both times. That's the Hobart Statesmen. James, Michelle, it is Oswego Hobart Part 3, but Parts 1 and 2 are not that close. What do we think is going to happen in this final SUNYAC championship game?
Well, I've spoken to Damon Beaver twice now after games, both at the Cooler and at the Deb. He is, of course, the starting goalie for Hobart. He is the #1 ranked D3 goalie in the country. I think that it might be impossible to beat Damon Beaver. Not only is he that good of a goalie, but it is his senior year. And it's the first year that Hobart's in the SUNYAC. They've already proven themselves as worthy opponents of the teams in the SUNYAC, but I think he's going to want to come away with a new kind of championship that he's never had before to close out his career in his first season in the SUNYAC.
Yeah, absolutely. James, I want to go to you one more time. Your senior message to this Lakers squad going up against Hobart into the Cooler. What do you got for him?
Well, as Michelle just said, beating Beaver might be almost impossible. #1 goalie in D3 in the country. But it is doable. The Lakers have done it a couple times this season, especially the one that they scored 2 goals at home here in the Deb the first time that Hobart came to Oswego. If you can close out the defensive side of the game, maybe you have a chance. We've seen a couple instances where Hobart can, kind of crumble under pressure, especially when I was talking about it before. Skidmore only lost 1-0 to them. It's possible to keep them off the scoreboard. I think their only challenge, if everything goes right for them, is scoring goals.
Yeah, the Lakers certainly not in the trouble department when it comes to scoring goals, but only time will tell. But, folks, I just want to say thank you very much. This is my last time, as long as James's last time up here on the perch, but it has been such a great honor being here up on the perch. I've done so many of these games. It has become a routine at this point, and I really, really just do love it being in the Deb. It is fantastic. But that is going to do it one last time from myself, Michelle, and James. We got SUNYAC Championship in the Cooler next week between Oswego and the Hobart Statesmen. But that'll be up next week, but right here in the WTOP 10 studio. Next up, we got another broadcast coming up. Stick around.